Hey, everybody. It's Saturday Night Live. Glenn Kellaway from the basement. Just, not much going on. Thought I'd come on, see if anybody's hanging out. Give me a second here. Hope everyone is having a good weekend. See if anybody shows up. If not, I'll go to bed. Okay, we're done. So far, I've got one person. It's probably me. Anybody wants to post a comment that they're out there? Not a heck of a lot going on. Put up a couple of videos this weekend. I was just watching some TV, watching the Blue Jays lose today. Sucks. Nobody's watching now. It's just me. It's weird when no one's here. We'll see if someone shows up. Minute and 25, 27, 28. I got nobody. Come on. Let's go. Testing, testing. I know you're out there. Takes a second. Maybe everybody's busy on Saturday night. Someone's here. I just said to my wife, we're not doing too much. And she was tired and there's nothing on TV. And I said, I'm going to go downstairs and see if I can rustle up somebody to chat with. So someone is out here. Let's see who they are. Will the mystery guest please sign in? Leave a comment. They're shy. They don't want to say anything. It's probably my wife. It's probably Lynn. I can do a video while I'm doing this. Something to do. So last Wednesday I couldn't make the chat. Was going to host it, and my good friend Rob did. Hey Art, how you doing, buddy? So they did a chat. I came up with a topic of desert island topic, but it was like you could take 5 albums with you, one from each decade, and then you could take 5 musicians with you. Then you could take 1 box set. So I couldn't do the chat. I got kind of ill, and then they took over and had Alex up as a special guest. And I never got a chance to do my top 3. We got 3 people watching now. Who else is out there? It's tripled in 3 minutes. We're getting a person a minute here. This is pretty good. If we stay on for 30 minutes, we'll have 30 people at that rate. Very cool. Who else is in the house? Not much. Anyway, I was trying to think of. It's kind of an interesting concept to have pick musicians to take to a desert island. How do you pick them? Like if I just took my favorite musicians, like say I took Paul McCartney and Bob Dylan, but those guys are like 80 something years old, man. I'd be burying those guys on that island. I can't take them. So I was trying to think of young people. And then because I'm a banjo picker, I thought, well, I wouldn't mind some people to pick with. So I started, my list was acoustic musicians, like Billy Strings. I don't know if you guys are listening to this guy, Billy Strings, but he is just incredible, man. Go check him out on YouTube. I'm telling you, can this guy play a guitar? Wow. He's just freaking me out, man. He's like my new guy. I'm just absolutely in love with. Hold on a second. I'm going to grab his albums. Sorry about that. So, this album right here, I'm just madly in love with. It's called Home. Billy Strings. If you can see that, probably not. Doesn't show well. Billy Strings Home. There we go. Fantastic record. Just check out a song called Must Be Seven. See if you can find that on YouTube and give it a listen. But this whole album is just mind blowing good. What a great musician. This is another one called Turmoil and Tinfoil. I would say this is more traditional bluegrassy stuff. Pretty good, but this is much more progressive, and just the arrangements and everything are really cool. Yeah, so if he's on tour now. If he hits your area, really do yourself a favor. Go see a great musician. And yesterday I put up a video on a new release that I got. It's a reissue, but Susan Tedeschi from Tedeschi Trucks, who are probably one of my current bands, they'd be number one. Susan Tedeschi is a great blues player in her own right, and this album she put out, it's celebrating her 25th anniversary, and it's called Just Won't Burn. Man, this reissue is fantastic. Wow. I mean, I'd never heard this album before, so I'm not quite sure what they've done to it. Now I know there's some alternate takes or some live tracks on here. Great. She does an incredible version of John Prine's Angel from Montgomery. And then there's a couple of songs of hers that they did with the Tedeschi Truck bands that are on at the end there for live. And yeah, so pretty cool. If anybody who's watching wants to come up and chat, Art, if you want to come up, or somebody just say yay, and I'll post a link up. 7 people watching now. That's cool. And so there's a record show tomorrow in the west end of Toronto, which is probably about an hour and a half from the core of Toronto. To get to the west end, it's a 2-hour trip for me. Now, Rob from Northern Revolutions is going, and Brian from Embryonic Journey is going, and I think a couple other guys. And I'm going to pass on it. I just can't do it tomorrow. Unfortunately, I would have loved to meet up with everyone. It would have been very cool. But yeah, so, but there is a show in Bowmanville, Ontario, which is only 45 minutes from me. So I'm kind of thinking about that, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to save my money. There's so much cool stuff coming out right now that I need to buy. And I do have the Who, the 2 CD set for Who's Next coming tomorrow sometime. It was weird. I ordered it from Amazon yesterday and said it would be here today, but I ordered it along with something else that my wife wanted that had nothing to do with music. And it had a delivery date of like sometime late October. So rather than sending the Who CD out like they said they would, they decided to keep it back and send it when my wife's stuff comes in, send it all in one package. I've never seen Amazon do that before. So I had to cancel that order, reorder the CD, and have it shipped for tomorrow, which I would have had today. The funny thing is the price went up $1. So, anything to screw you. And so I'm looking forward to getting that Who thing. I wish, I know Steve from All the World's a Stage got the box set, and he's raving about it. He sent us an email just saying, man, these demos are just, the Pete Townsend Lifehouse demos are incredible. So I wish I could afford the box, but it is $391 up here. Plus, hey, FVA, how's it going? Said I've got a. I'm just gonna put the invite up here. Maybe people are shy. I don't know, but if you want to come up, I'd be more than happy to have someone to chat with. There we go. Bob, save money always a couple months for Christmas. Yeah, it's not even Christmas, man. It's like um, the 29th of September for me is the new Lydia Loveless album. The new Lowest of the Low album is October 6th, I think. The new Steven Wilson album, Harmony Codex. What else? Oh man, there was another one. There's a bunch of stuff. The Hoopbox said his grave is just listening to the Record Plant sessions. Yeah, I'm drooling, man. I'm drooling. I did put a link up. If you're not shy and you want to come on and shoot the breeze, come on up, man. James, you got that box, eh? I was just saying I'm just getting the 2D CD set for now. I don't know if eventually I'll be able to get one cheaper, but Canada it's $3.91 plus tax. That's 13% more. So what's that? Another 40, $50. $440 to get that set up here. Art's all in on Harmony Codex. Me too. Art, I have been avoiding listening to the previews. They've been putting some songs out on YouTube to listen to, and I don't want to listen to any because I want to hear this album just in its entirety, like a Steven Wilson album should be listened to. So I'm pretty excited for that one. New Stones album, yeah. So in Canada, we've got this show called Q, and the guy's name's Tom Power, and he interviews people, and he did a really good one with Paul Simon a couple of weeks ago. But he had Mick Jagger on, and I watched a 10-minute interview today with Mick Jagger. So when I heard the song Angry, the first single they've released from it, I really liked the song, but my criticism was it sounded too poppy. They didn't, that Stones have a certain kind of garage band sound. It sounds kind of loose and rocky, and that song sounded really polished. And I understand that the producer they used is a guy who's worked with Miley Cyrus, and I think Ed Sheeran and some people like that. So he's into the current pop sound. So I'm watching the Mick Jagger interview today, and they're going on and on. And Mick Jagger, when they start talking about the song and the album, Mick Jagger said that was intentional. They wanted it to sound current. So they made it sound kind of real polished and poppy. I think they're trying to appeal to a younger audience. Imagine an 80-year-old Mick Jagger appealing to a Angry Start Me Up light. Yeah, it kind of is. I should be putting some of these things up, I guess. I'm sorry. I'm just, let's start now. So Art's saying, me too, Glenn. No listen. I love all his records. Favorite artist since I heard Signify. Yeah, me too. He's like definitely top 5. Hand Cannot Erase is my number 5 album of all time. Sgt. Pepper, Blonde on Blonde, In the Court of the Crimson King, Aqualung, and Hand Cannot Erase. My top 5 albums of all time. Angry Start Me Up like kinda, yeah, but Start Me Up's it's got that, gritty Stone sound. Imagine Start Me Up being recorded in 2023. I bet you they would soften it up, man, just like they did with Angry. Yeah, but I am looking forward to hearing the album. Is it out yet? Can somebody tell me if the release date's already here, or are we waiting still? Another thing that I found weird is I like to support my local stores, and we've got like 2. Trevor, come up, buddy. I got if you go stream back up, there's a link. Please come up and help me out. The Angry music video is definitely appealing to the younger people. Oh yeah, absolutely. Even the whole sound, it just sounds like a pop record. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so who's next? So I wanted to buy the 2 CD set, and I wanted to buy it from a local store. So there's 2, like they're mall stores, but that's the closest I got. So I went to both of them. The day it came out, neither of them had it. Then I gave them like a week. I went back on Friday, and they said they still haven't received their inventory yet. Kind of weird. Yeah. So New Rolling Stones out October 20th. Okay, thanks. So I'm not late to that party. It's another one. If I added them all up, I got the Stones. So even if I buy the CD, $20. Steven Wilson CD, $20. Lowest Low, 20. I got about $20 CDs. And Frank Zappa set comes out around November 1st. It's $100. I'm like $200-300 worth of stuff coming out in the next little while. If you don't mind me making dinner while on, Trevor, if you want to make dinner, as long as you're sharing it, we're good. You can come and go as you please. If you have to, flip the eggs, no problem, buddy. I can put the invite up again. There, it's up there. If anybody wants to jump up, feel free. A man can only talk by himself for so long. Questions. Someone asked something. What else? What are we looking for? What else is everybody out there looking for? Is anybody a fan of Lydia Loveless? I gotta know, man. This woman is just like, man, right up there as one of my favorite singers of all time already. I've been a fan of hers for about 5 years now, and just absolutely love everything she does. She's amazing, and she's such a cool character too. I'd love to see her. She's touring all over. Check out her tour dates. Puts on a great show. Very cool human being. Check out Lydia Loveless. There's an album, her album Somewhere Else is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so yeah, Bob F. The Beatles. Yeah, the Beatles expanded Red and Blue albums. How expanded are they? Are they remastered or remixed or anything? That new song that they're working on Now and Then or whatever, is that part of it? Like, is there a reason to buy it? Lydia's new music video is very funny. Yeah, it is. Yeah. She's doing the same thing in all her videos. She's got that side of her bare back with a bit of side boobage there, and all the lyrics are printed on her back as they go along. She's done it, but she's released almost the whole album on videos like that. So, yes, 3 LPs each. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Wow. I wonder if they're using the remasters from the 2012 box, stereo boxes and that, or is it something different? It'd be nice if it was different. It sounded a bit different, There's got to be a reason to buy it. Got to be. I'm not going to buy it just because it's got Beatles on it. Too much other stuff. Wow. I can't believe there's no one around tonight. It's unbelievable. The Beatles albums haven't been announced yet. We don't know for sure what's on them yet. Yeah, that's it'll be interesting. It's going to be it's got to be something good to get me to buy it. I'll tell you. I heard 29. I heard set 29 release, but nothing on Amazon yet or pre-order. Oh, September 29th. Wow, that's only a week away. Penn Jillette said they were all remixed, but no official word. Penn Jillette? Like, is he the hey, I got somebody to talk to. Trevor.
Hey, Glenn, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well, just slicing up some red onion.
Well, don't cry.
No, how are you doing? How are you feeling? I heard you're
I feel
sick
good.
early.
Yeah, it was just
Good.
a one-day bug.
Right on.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah. I
Excellent.
just
Excellent.
I wouldn't have been able to stay awake.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
I haven't even watched the replay of it yet. Been too busy. What have you been up to?
Today was a relaxing day. I played a lot of records,
Yeah, me too.
and that's about it.
Yeah.
Kind of filling up my Instagram photos that's connected to the channel. Um, Actually, right now I got your Countryman Rush on right now.
Oh, cool. Which album?
So, Caress of Steel, I was inspired by
Oh,
Mr. Chris Prophy because he
yeah.
did
He did a review.
yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I never gave that one a real good chance. So, and as I'm on here and cooking dinner, I'm not giving it a chance right now either. So,
I
but
It's okay. It's not one of my go-to Rush albums.
Oh, mine either.
Yeah.
But the only thing I actually own, and I put it on my Instagram, is the Archives.
Okay.
Like
Oh, you don't have
the
any like other official studio releases?
well, I mean, it is. It's the first three records packaged together.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
It kind of mirrors, like when Kiss got popular after Alive, and they repackaged the first three records as the originals.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. So something
Okay.
like that. But that's how I got my little Insta collection going on here. So I'm gonna
Wow. Well, you
move
need
you over.
Hemispheres and you need 2112 and you need moving pictures.
Yes, moving pictures was kind of my entry point with those guys playing on the radio. I mean, at the time I was like 10 or 11 when moving pictures came out. So I'm listening to the radio more at the time. So yeah, that was kind of my big introduction to Rush.
Wow. Yeah, they were a bar band when I first turned drinking age
Nice.
for me. So it was like you'd go into a bar. Oh no, it's Rush again.
Right. It's kind of like back home, the White Stripes.
Yeah,
Same thing.
really.
They were playing the bars and clubs, and I mean, I saw them in a club just prior to them breaking out. So, yeah, I get the sentiment of seeing them just as a bar band at the time.
Yeah, that's crazy. The thing was, is once you see somebody like that, it's like it's hard to accept them as like a world famous band that sells arenas. Like I never went to see Rush play one show because I was like, they were a bar band. Who's paying? Why would you go and pay $100 and sit in an $18,000 arena?
Right, exactly. But I mean, I've only got to see those guys once, thankfully, at least once. Um, but yeah, it was a great show. I think it was Vapor Trails was
Oh
the
yeah,
tour they were on. Yeah. So
wow.
and
Geddy Lee's autobiography is coming out in November.
yeah, I saw that he posted a picture of him.
I think it's called My F in Life.
That sounds about right. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good.
should
And
be. I
being a
mean,
Toronto kid, and him being a Toronto kid, I'm hoping there's a lot of like stories of his youth that I
mhm,
might relate to because we're the same
right.
age.
Oh, okay, right on. Yeah, so he's probably gonna name off lots of landmarks and places that
Yeah,
you're
that's what I'm
familiar
thinking.
with.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's always cool to see.
yeah. And
So what
hopefully he's going to do a book signing somewhere.
I don't see why he wouldn't. I mean, he seems like both him and Alex seem like the type of
Yeah.
guys that would do that kind of thing. Be out with the people and
Yeah. Well, I
see.
went to my wife and I used to go to the steakhouse in downtown Toronto, and we were in there one night, and Geddy Lee sitting across from me.
Oh, really?
And I didn't bug him. I kind of like there was a record store at the time about like a half a block away. I could have gotten up from my table, went over and bought a CD or an album in 5 minutes and come back and ask him to sign it, but I didn't. I didn't want
Right. Right. I get not wanting to bother people. And one that we ran into in a restaurant is me and a couple of coworkers. We went and saw Porcupine Tree,
to.
and this is probably their first full U.S. tour. I think they might have done
Wow.
like a Prague festival, early on, but this was the I forget the album what it was, but so me and my friends we were at a restaurant across the street from the venue, just grabbing a snack and a few drinks and sitting having dinner. Steven Wilson,
No way.
and we just left him alone.
Yeah.
But later that night after the show, he came out to the merch table
Oh,
and
did he? Oh, that's pretty cool.
yeah, this was a club,
Yeah.
held maybe
Oh,
800
wow.
people. Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, he doesn't do
yeah.
the. I don't think he does the merch table anymore.
No,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just
Now
you
you got
gotta
to go
leave.
on his website and buy the $500 autograph.
Right.
Yeah.
My one leaving alone regret I have, because I'm sure we've all had that, where you see someone and you don't talk to them. And
Hmm.
um, me and some friends were sitting in this bar adjacent to this venue. We were seeing the band Anthrax and Motorhead, and uh, my friend Scotty and I are just chatting. He's like, "Hey, look who's playing the tabletop video game over there at the bar. It's Lemmy."
No
And
way.
and I mean, feet away from me. And I'm like, "No, I'll leave him alone."
Yeah.
And my one regret, especially since he passed, was it 2015? I think he passed.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
that sucks.
but
Oh, he would
you
have been
know,
a character.
oh yeah, he's one of those guys that I think when we were doing our live stream, doing our Last Supper thing of people to hang with, and someone mentioned Lemmy in the comments. So I'm like, yeah, the stories alone,
That's
it would
cool.
be
Hey,
great.
Art, the North Carolina vinyl picker is joining us. Do you know Art?
I know I subscribe to him, but I don't know him. So hi, Art.
Art,
How you doing?
good. And
Doing well.
that's Trevor.
I got to bring up the. Hang on a second. I'm looking for.
While you're doing that, I'm going to get through some. Dennis, it says 2 pre-orders I'm waiting for our Harmony Codex and the first installment of the trilogy of the Chronicles of Father Robin. What is the Chronicles of Father Robin? Does anybody know?
Now, I was listening to Stephen Wilson earlier talking about the new album,
So
and
that might be part of that. Yeah.
yeah, the Harmony Codex is actually a book he read a book or he knows of a book, and then the little plastic thing that's the different colors is like each one of those colors is one of the songs. There's 10 songs on the album, and there's 10 steps. It's like a stairs, and the book is about the stairs leading up and going to wherever. It's a whole story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then every song is going to be different than the last song you heard on the album. So every song on the album is different, and there's like a song from every one of his solo albums. So it'll be like Insurgentes. There'll be a song. There'll be a song from from every one of his solo albums. Grace Without Drowning, To the Bone, Future Bites. It's going to be a song. It's going to be that type of song, like a prog song and an electric song, and yeah.
All right.
So it's going to be really good. But
I think it's going to be great.
I haven't listened to nothing so far. I've been trying to,
Me
like
too. I'm so tempted, but
yeah. I'm a big Yankee fan. I know you love the Blue Jays, and if
you know what, I'm a closet Yankees fan too. But unfortunately, they're in the East Division, so I grew up a Yankees fan as a kid.
Oh, I had pinstripes on my diapers. I grew up in Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was I going to say? So yeah, it's incredible the way the season ended up, and the Yankees ended up in the cellar.
Oh yeah.
Believe it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Did they lose again today?
They didn't play because of the storm went up the East Coast.
Oh, okay. Well, the Jays lost a heartbreaker today. Oh,
yeah.
Tampa. Man,
yeah. The Yankees don't have time to pass them up. I mean, the Jays are going to the playoffs, right?
Should be. I think it's at like an 80% chance of them making. They could still choke it up, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to baseball. I heard my area team, the Mariners. I guess they're doing well for the first time in forever.
Well, they're battling the Jays for that final playoff spots. Texas, the Jays, Houston, and
they're going to the playoff.
Yeah, we're all kind of 3 of those 4 teams are going to make the playoff.
Right on. Yeah, the only time I see the Mariners is when the Tigers come into town and play. So,
cool.
So I could hang out with other Michiganders.
Yeah. What's for supper, James? Bob F's asking.
Oh, what I'm making?
Yeah.
I'm making BLTs with a little bit of red onion in there.
Nice.
That sounds good.
With some store-bought tomato bisque soup.
James says Kiss didn't get Caress of Steel. That was on the Rush documentary. They toured together then. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I'm
We've got a
gonna
copy of Hemispheres. Yeah, it is a great album.
I'm gonna mute for a second so I can
Okay,
ask you
John,
how
come
to.
up with us. This was spontaneous, buddy. Come up.
You think? Hey, Glenn, do you think that Rush was progressive rock?
Well, they were certainly influenced by progressive rock, so I would say,
Maybe some of their albums.
yeah, I think you got to give it to them. If Pink Floyd's progressive rock, then so is Rush.
Right. Yeah. I'm a big progressive rock fusion guy. So, but I seen Rush only one time, and Marillion opened for him.
Oh wow,
It was at Radio City Music Hall in New York City, and
That's
it was
great.
the album where they had the space shuttle going up. What was that album? Was that Signals, or was that the one
yeah,
after?
yeah, yeah.
Or is that Grace from Drowning? Or not Grace from Drowning? Grace Under Pressure? Maybe it was one of those. That's the tour I saw.
Oh wow,
But they were really good. But Marillion opened for them, and everybody was booing Marillion off the stage.
really?
They came to see Rush. Yeah.
No one knew, eh?
Was it like 85 around the middle?
Wow, it's funny what people do.
Yeah, they didn't get it, but yeah, I got to see Marillion 2 or 3 times.
Jack, the music guy, turned 18 yesterday.
I don't know
Happy
him.
birthday, buddy. That's a license to cause trouble.
Oh yeah, I don't know Jack, the music guy.
Jack, he's just a young guy. He's really getting into music and stuff. He
There was
started his own channel, and
there was another young guy that used to like from Pennsylvania or somewhere, but I don't see him anymore. I
Yeah.
sent him a record one time.
go over to
Yes.
Jack, the music guy, and give him a sub. He's a good guy.
Oh yeah,
John, oh, look at this. I had 2 teeth pulled, not talking too much right now. Should be good for
Oh.
my Monday live stream. I'll support the peanut gallery. Okay. Ouch. Farewell to Kings and Hemispheres were pretty progressive. Yeah, I think they're the 2 most progressive albums. I would agree. That's what I was thinking when Art first mentioned that.
What about 2112?
Another one. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. My nephew likes Rush a lot.
Jack finally got a record player. Yeah, he did.
Oh, Jack, that was his
record
name.
player. What's the drinking age in Missouri? Jeez, that's terrible. Yeah. So, have you seen Steven Wilson before?
Yeah, I saw him live on the. I've seen him live twice, solo, and I saw him with Porcupine Tree.
Oh, cool. I saw the Hand Cannot Erase tour.
Oh wow, that's the one I didn't see. I have
2015,
it on video though.
I'm going to say around 2016 or somewhere around then.
Yeah, I seen To the Bone tour, and then I seen which one did I see? Oh, I did see Hand Cannot Erase. Yeah, I saw Hand Cannot Erase actually in Orlando, downtown, at across from the burger joint down there. What the hell? Beefy King.
Oh, wow.
There's a Beefy King, a place. It's a great place. If you ever been, when you go to Orlando, you should go to Beefy King. They have the best roast beef sandwiches.
Really?
Oh, they're killer. But right across the street was a place called the Plaza Live, real small venue. And I seen Marillion there. I saw Steven Wilson there, and I seen a lot of bands that I can't fill those. Back then, he couldn't fill the big
Wow.
places. But I ended up getting. I found something. Check this out. This is called Through the Looking Glass. And I even looked on Discogs. It's not on there.
What is it?
This is the Hand Cannot Erase the whole show.
No way.
On DVD. Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
I found it on must have been Discogs or one of those eBay maybe a couple of years ago. And I looked it up, and it's a bootleg, 2016. And DVD. It's not even a Blu-ray. It's a DVD, complete broadcast of the concert on HD. Not only does it have the video, but it has an audio CD also.
Wow.
So you have
It's called Through the Looking Glass?
Yeah, it's called Through the Looking Glass.
I'm going to see if I can find that.
Yeah, see if you can find that.
I love that show. That was so good.
that
that
was
guitar
great.
player Guthrie Govan is just a
Yeah.
freaking monster, man.
Yeah, he's good.
Have you ever tried to find any of his solo stuff?
His band, the Aristocrats, are really good too. They
Have you
were
ever tried
playing.
to find any of his solo stuff, like with his name on them? Like those CDs or whatever sell for $1 million. You can't get them.
Aristocrats, you can pick those up pretty cheap, I think. On
Can you?
CD.
I'll have to look for those.
Yeah, I think you can. They're not that. They
He's
made
got a
2 or
couple
3.
that are just called Guthrie Govan, like his own name on them, and they're
Right.
really hard to get.
And then the drummer in that band used to play with Steven Wilson too. What was his name? Before they got the guy from Pineapple Thief. What was the old drummer's name? The drummer that was on the Hand Canati Race album. The two of them are in the Aristocrats.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of the Aristocrats, so I'll check those out.
Oh yeah, they played here in Charlotte, but I didn't go see them. It's about an hour and a half, and the show starts at 8:00, and I'm an hour and a half away, and I live up in the mountains. That's not a good idea.
Oh wow.
Plus, that's not the wife's thing. She likes Neil Diamond and stuff like that.
Yeah. I usually end up going to concerts by myself.
Yeah,
Concerts like that.
I wouldn't mind going. It's just a little bit too far.
Yeah, I know. I know exactly what you mean. I'm going to see Steve Hackett in a couple of weeks.
Oh man,
Oh, yeah,
I've
he's
seen
coming
him
here
too.
too.
Yeah, I've never seen. I just love the stuff he's doing. All those live albums he puts
Oh
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen him a few years ago. Back in, I think I saw him there at the in Orlando too. I've seen a lot of shows in Orlando when I lived down there. I lived there for 35 years.
Wow.
So I saw a lot of shows. You know,
Wow.
I used to go over
Whereabouts
to-
in Orlando did you live?
I lived actually in Deltona, which is on I-4 between Daytona and Orlando.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I lived a little town there, but it was little when I moved there. My parents
So
lived there.
you're close to Sanford?
Yeah, right next to Sanford.
Okay.
Just a little bit east of Sanford.
Okay.
Over the bridge. Yeah.
All right. I kind of
Bedroom community
familiar with
for Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool.
And my last duty station in the Navy was in Orlando at the old Navy Orlando Naval Center.
Oh
And then
wow.
they closed up, and then that's when I retired. I retired in '97. From there, I was 39 years old when I got
Wow.
out of the Navy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I went in when I was 19. I spent 20 years in.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you work after that, or you kind of were retired?
Yeah, I did. I looked for some jobs in the Orlando area, and I went to work for Flowers Bakery for a little bit. But I had been used to being the chief of the. You know, I had 200 people working for me at the galley down there in Orlando, 100 civilians and 100 naval personnel.
Wow.
And I went to work for Flowers Bakery, and I wasn't the big chief anymore. You know, so I had to get up at 2:30 in the morning, load the bread truck, and do all that. I said, I ain't doing all this.
Oh no, that doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't sound good. You got to work 7 days a week because the days you're off, you got to go to the stores, the grocery stores, and put the new bread out. You know.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who needs that?
I lasted a week. So then I found.
Americans don't seem to get. Europeans are the best at having time off. Canadians aren't bad, but Americans, for me, it seems like you get very little vacation and stuff. Like people work their asses off.
Yeah. Well, luckily I retired at 61, so I was done. I worked 20 years in Then I finally got a job in corrections, and I worked feeding inmates for 20 years. In the
Oh
jail.
wow.
So I fed sailors for 20 years, and then I was a cook in the Navy. So then I fed inmates for 20 years in corrections. So I ended up triple dipping.
I hope you fed them well.
Yeah. Yeah. Sailors ate better.
Yeah. You can only do so much with bologna, I guess.
Yeah, everything was all like hamburger and lots of noodles and rice and stuff.
Yeah.
Ground chicken, not hamburger. I mean ground chicken.
Trevor, are you a Steven Wilson fan?
Mildly. I first heard Porcupine Tree back in '97. I was working for Harmony House that I always go off about, and I was working at our flagship store, so we got in a lot of imports, and it was the Coma Divine live album from Rome.
Yes.
That was the first thing I heard, and the song
That's a great album.
Waiting, Part 1, was the one that really hooked me in. So I don't have a lot of stuff by him, but I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
It's not too over the top, but it's definitely a bit more thinking man's music, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's not Green Day.
No, it's not.
We only got 6 more days till the album comes out. So
I know it's funny up here in Canada, Amazon had it on for a pre-order, and I didn't pre-order it right away. And then I went, oh, I got to go and pre-order the album. And I go to pre-order it, and they've taken it away. Like you can't order it at all.
I got
Oh, wow.
mine. Mine's coming in orange vinyl though. So
Is it? Did you get it from his website or from?
I went from Amazon
Oh,
US.
really? Eh? Yeah, I can't. They're not allowing any orders up here right now, so I don't know why.
You can't order from the US one either.
Well, it just gets costly, right? To ship it
Oh.
across the border, and then they'll
Oh.
charge me duty, and
Right.
so it'll regurgitate itself at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I hope
Make it to the shops.
And I went into my local record store, which is just a mall store. It's nothing, but I said, can you look up this new release that's coming out on the 20th? They don't even have it listed. It's not, it doesn't exist.
I knew you were going to go there. Who's Steven Wilson? Oh gosh, he should be a lot bigger than what he is.
Absolutely.
Oh,
have you read his biography?
No, I never did. No,
No, I haven't
didn't know
got
he had one.
I'm thinking about it one day. One day I'll pick it
I
up.
probably have to do an audio one. I don't really not much for reading.
Oh yeah.
Too much.
I didn't even realize he had a biography or autobiography or
Yeah,
someone
he's
else write
just
it.
he's written a book. Yeah, autobiography. Yeah.
Yeah.
Walmart has a now playing series. It's compilations. I picked up the band Montrose. Are you familiar with them? Yeah, Ronnie Montrose.
Sammy
Absolutely.
Hagar.
They had some good tunes. Here it is. The Chronicles of Father Robin is a Norwegian progressive rock supergroup who are released a 3 CD LP trilogy. I'm getting it on CD, which we'll see the 3 parts released. Wow.
Never heard of him.
Me neither. Thanks, Dennis. I might have to check those guys out.
Yeah, New Prague's always good. I wanted to see Gabriel. He didn't come close to me.
I wanted to see him, but I couldn't afford it.
Yeah, I heard the price was pretty pricey.
It was too pricey. I
Yeah.
saw Gabriel in Montreal. Wow, that would have been great. I would have loved to have seen that show.
I
And
seen
of
the
course,
last time he was here. That was what, 10 years ago?
anytime I
Yeah.
can watch Tony Levin play the bass, I'm good too.
I know.
Now, what type of venue was he playing in out there?
Oh, he's playing big places.
Yeah, he'd be
Okay.
playing like an amphitheater. Here it's an amphitheater. It was like 18,000 or something.
Okay. Yeah, I don't even know if he's
50,000?
making it out this way, honestly.
I saw the whole show. It's on YouTube. Some guy filmed the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
He was all the way in the back. He had the nosebleed. But Gabriel was about, maybe about 2 or 3 inches tall. But he sounded good, and
Right.
he looks like he slimmed down a little bit. He always wears those black clothes though.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, he was moving around the stage pretty good. He did a couple of his old songs. He did the whole new album. So
Is the new album out yet?
no, but he did the whole album. I heard the album's coming out the end of the year. Another one to get.
Yeah, another one. I know. It's a lot of
okay.
stuff, man.
Well, at least I really haven't bought a whole lot of new stuff this year. Mostly old. But
Yeah, but right now it just seems like there's an influx of stuff coming out that
they
I
say
need
it's because
I need to come up with hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Know the feeling.
Oh yeah, in France we
Uh,
used to get 6 weeks holidays. Yeah. Like I
Yeah,
know my
that's-
buddy Sam St. John, he gets 2 weeks vacation. I'm going 2 weeks. That's like
That's normal. Thankfully, the job I have now, I'm a Teamster union guy, and I'm at the point I got 3 weeks of vacation plus a bunch of personal time off days. I think I got at this point like 60 hours of PTO, so there's like another week and a half. But I've had that up to almost another month of stuff. So this is the one job I've had where I've had the most time available
wow.
to me. So Yeah.
3 weeks is pretty normal up here, and then after like
Okay.
5 years, usually goes to 4 weeks, or after 10 years, 4 weeks, and then after you've been a long term, you can get up to 5, 6 weeks holidays.
Right. Yeah, but you're saying about Europe, how they actually encourage
Yeah,
time off and vacationing and travel.
I know.
I'm going out there for the first time next year, out to the UK, and it's Scotland and a few days in London.
Oh,
And
cool.
um, uh,
You'll
Scotland,
love
we're
it.
going with another. Well, we're going with another family, and the husband of this family, he's from Scotland, so
Oh, there you
it's
go.
like we're not going to do all the touristy things. He's going to show us like the
Yeah,
real stuff. So
right
looking
on.
forward to it.
That'll be amazing.
Yeah,
What's the? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I was butting in.
no,
Nope,
that's all
no,
right.
go ahead.
What's the retirement age in Canada? Glenn?
65.
65.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It might be that here now too. I don't know.
it's average. Yeah, 65.
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
and that's at 50%. At 65.
Oh,
50%.
that part I don't know.
What's that?
You get like 50% of it only at 65, or do you got to go longer to get 100%? I mean, do you get
Of
100%?
your pension, you mean?
Yeah, of your
No,
Social Security.
you can take well, there's a government things like we have government pensions up here.
Oh,
So we get an old age security starting at 65. There's a thing called old age security, which everybody gets.
right.
And then there's also a thing called CCP, Canadian something pension, that you get a certain amount based on how much you contributed to over the years of work. So if you worked your whole life and contributed all the time, you'll get a maximum amount. And then
Oh,
if you only work part time or something and contribute, you're just going to get a little bit. But that
oh,
you can start taking at 60.
oh,
And then also, if you're lucky enough to have a company that has a pension plan as well, you can get that too. But that just
right.
usually that just the whole thing starts, you start
See,
taking it.
I'm from originally. I'm from Ogdensburg, New York, which is way up there on the St. Lawrence River.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
and I'm only second generation United States citizen. My grandparents were all born in Canada.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
there.
I've researched my family all the way back to France.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, because my mom's maiden name was Montroy, but actually in Canada it's Monterey.
Oh,
And
Quebec.
her mother was Seguin.
Oh, man.
Yeah, see, I'm French Canadian on both sides of my family. Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought when Jack said, "Is anybody out there?" he was making a joke.
Oh,
But if I
Pink Floyd.
scroll down further, I find play on the text scrolling on the bottom. LOL. We're all out there, Jack. Yes, Bob. Okay. I have "Is anybody out there" as my ringtone if anyone calls me.
Funny.
Pink Floyd.
Yep.
I picked up my copy of Frank's Wild Years, the first of those Tom Waits releases. Freaking love it. 2 more next week and 2 more the week after that. Did you buy the CDs, John, or did you buy the vinyl? I didn't think they were coming out until the 29th.
So, Glenn, were you the one that's talking about that kind of Tom Waits tribute album of one artist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really
That's
good.
good.
It's John Hammond Jr., who's a big blues guy, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
produced
Yeah.
by Tom Waits, and it's all Tom Waits songs. It's amazing. It's more
And so
bluesy,
he's
but pretty bluesy.
so he's involved. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'll have to
but it's
check
only
that out.
available on CD.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into that because I like Tom Waits. Out of the, my other cohorts don't care
Yeah,
for
I
him too
like
much, but yeah, I like it. I like gruff vocals anyway.
Me
So.
too. Oh yeah, I like people with character in their voice.
Mm-hmm.
Bob says, I thought Stephen Wilson was once in the Bare Naked Ladies. No, that was Stephen.
Oh,
Uh,
I know who you're talking about too. The one that like left for a while. I think he's
yeah,
back.
yeah. Stephen Page.
Yes. Yeah, that was a funny band. I mean, well, jokingly, but also I remember years ago there was a VH1 Behind the Music on Bare Naked Ladies. And they're talking about, oh yeah, we had this album out and it failed. We had this album out, it failed. And I'm thinking, that's weird because in our area, well, in Detroit at the time, they were huge.
Well,
And
there was huge.
because a
I mean,
lot of Canadian bands were huge in Detroit because we heard this a few of the stations,
yeah.
from across the
Yeah, sure.
river. Yeah, so
So when they started out in Toronto before to make a name for themselves, they started to make a name for themselves playing in pubs and bars and stuff, and then they got invited to play at our city hall. They would put on concerts there in the square there, and the Bare Naked Ladies got put on, and some of the conservative people on city council were offended by the name Bare Naked Ladies, believe it or not. This is before they broke,
right, I can see that.
and they were kicked off. They weren't allowed to play.
Oh,
This made
man.
headlines
Hmm.
all across every newspaper, and that catapulted them into the spotlight.
Right. Hey,
That was
well,
the
as
start
they
of
say, no bad press.
yeah. So then they put out the first album, Gordon, but they put it out on a cassette. They originally sold like 100,000 of these cassettes before they ever made an album,
Okay.
and then they
Right
made
on.
the album, and everything took off.
Yeah, it was funny because in the Detroit area, they would play like the Palace of Auburn Hills, which holds like 20,000
Yeah,
people. But on the other side of the state, like Grand Rapids over by Lake Michigan, they'd play a club.
yeah. It's
So
funny.
it's funny how regional they were in the
Yeah,
States. And
a lot
then
of Canadian bands are like that in the U.S. They have pockets of popularity where they could sell out a hockey arena, and the rest of the country doesn't even know they exist.
well, kind of like another Canadian band that did well in Detroit. I don't know outside, but the Tea Party.
Yeah, yeah,
Actually, some friends of mine got to open for them, and they had about 3 feet of stage to work with. But
yeah,
yeah, it was a large club, but it was. I think they broke the record of this club in attendance.
yeah.
They shoehorned a bunch of people in there. So
Wow. Well, even Rush. I mean, we were talking about Rush earlier, but they broke in Cleveland. I think they
Mhm.
broke in Texas, somewhere in Texas or something too. There were just small areas of the states that caught on to them.
Weird.
It is weird. Vinyl on the Tom Waits. Man, I didn't know they were out yet. I gotta look. Man, the Ladies in Breaking Whistle '98 was stunned.
There's
Yeah.
too much now.
Yeah, for the rest of the country, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool.
I'm just ducking out to take bites here real quick so I don't
That's
look
okay.
rude.
Yeah, put it all over the screen. Come on, let's do it. We need something to get people to watch the replays.
Okay. Got it in a nice wrap.
Chew it, yeah. Chew and show it. Come on.
Got spinach instead of lettuce. Trying to
Are
eat
you guys
healthy.
you don't have a chat on Steve's channel tomorrow night, eh?
No, the following week. We do it every other week.
Every other week. Wow.
Well, Trevor, hey, you have your own show?
It's on Steve from All the World's a Stage on his channel.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen that before.
Okay,
Maybe
yeah.
I have seen you there. Yeah.
Every second Sunday night at 8:00, right? Eastern.
There's so many shows. You almost need like a TV guide. Remember the old days with the TV guide?
Oh yeah.
I never thought, what a great idea, the Vinyl Community TV Guide.
You need something because it's hard to keep it all up here,
Right. Well, even earlier today, I brought up, I'm like, should we have a name? Because it's Steve, Marsha, and myself. The core group, and then we're gonna try, rotating a fourth wheel, and I want to get a name just so it isn't just Sunday live stream.
Yeah. We're the same actually. We don't have one either. You just do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Yeah. Yeah. It would be catchy.
Right, but obviously, it's we're all kind of incestuous in our channels too. Just popping on it. It's all fun, and this is the great thing how we get to know each other, through the power of the digital camera and stuff.
It's amazing, eh? It is amazing. I can't believe it. I mean, I was just thinking about it today. Larry Graves and I are now friends. I'd known Robert's on my turntable, who lives not far from me. And then I've met Sam St. John, who lives in Roanoke, Virginia.
He lives close to me.
Music Talk with John in Florida, and Marsha P in Florida. It's just crazy. Then I'm going to Tulsa in 2 weeks, and I'm going to meet
with
Steve and Randy
and
Nelson.
Rand, yeah. And have you met up? You met up with Rob though, haven't you?
I haven't met Rob yet.
Oh man, okay.
I got a chance to meet him tomorrow if I go to the record show, but I got to drive for 2 hours just to give him a hug. I don't know if I want to do that. I like him.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not paying for my gas.
Right. Fun fact: all his guitars that he has,
Yeah,
hanging out there, he built.
yeah, he built
almost all of them.
Yeah.
Well, all those components, the neck, the body, and all that stuff, are made in my town where I live.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. He brought up the name. I'm like, wait, I know that name. And yeah, it's like literally, actually, they just moved actually closer to me. They're like 3 miles from my house.
What's the name of the place?
Warmoth.
Yeah.
Warmoth, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was looking that up today again to see if it was still in the one place, but yeah, they moved even closer to my house.
So you live close to Detroit, or you're?
No, I'm near Seattle.
You're near Seattle. Why do I think you're? Oh yeah, you from Michigan.
I'm from Michigan, and I talk about it, ad nauseum. But yeah, I've been out here near Seattle like 13 years.
Andy, that's where I want to go. That's my first bucket list trip in the States. Is I really want to go to Seattle.
Well, hey, you got a place.
Awesome.
There's your invite.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Keep Mazzy and I keep threatening to get together. So I'd like
okay.
to. Yeah. Have you met Mazzy?
I have not. I mean, I wouldn't even call myself small potatoes compared to him. I'm like that end of the French fry that you find in the
but he's
bottom
a
of the car
guy.
seat.
If he said, hey, I bet if you said let's meet up and go for a coffee or something, he'd be cool.
Though I did get Harry's Music Room?
Yeah.
Okay, he lives out here too. And he mentioned on my Instagram, like, hey, we should get together sometime. I'm like, yeah, sure, because he's close by too. So
yeah,
actually even closer than Mazzy, because I'm about 45 minutes south of Seattle, and Mazzy's in Seattle. So great city.
Seattle Kraken hockey games.
Have I been to one? I've been to a preseason game.
Oh, did you? Cool.
Yeah. I'm a delivery truck driver, and the guy who is our mechanic, his company, he had extra tickets, and he's like, hey, you guys want to go? I mean, it's preseason, so it's nothing game. Cool. But yeah, I mean, because they just revamped the arena there.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go sometime when the Red Wings are playing.
Yeah.
So I just got to get a Red Wings jersey to wear. Get a Gordie Howe one
for sure. Are you? Have you ever been to the Gorge?
Yes, once to see Black Sabbath.
Bucket list for me too. How's that?
Okay. Let me set this up. I'm used to going to this place, Pine Knob, north of Detroit. It's your typical outdoor shed amphitheater, with the seats, the roof, and the grass hill.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved that place. It was in my hometown. I lived 2 miles away from the place. It was great. It was part of my childhood and my teen years and 20s and 30s. I get out here, and I finally have a reason to go out to the Gorge to see my all-time favorite band, Black Sabbath. It's like a 3-hour drive. Park, you get through the ticket turnstile, you walk over this hill, and you have the most breathtaking view on the planet. It is just it's like as far as the eye can see, with this stage just out on the edge. It is gorgeous. And then the way the sun sets. There's a documentary, I can't remember the name of it. I want to say they finally got it on YouTube. I'll have to look that up. But there's a documentary on the Gorge. It's fantastic. Of course, they interview Dave Matthews, who has his annual.
That's the only thing I've seen there is a Dave Matthews concert, on a video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's out and open. The only other venue like that on my bucket list is Red Rocks.
Me too. That's another one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I guess is a lot smaller than people think it is. Like if
Yeah.
you go there, you're actually kind of in a way, in some little way, you're underwhelmed
Yeah.
by it. Like you're thinking it's some big giant thing, and it's not as big. And I guess from the a lot of us how discovered Red Rocks was that U2 concert
Uh-huh.
from decades ago, and they got the fire going on. And it's like that's very rare that they ever do
Yeah.
that.
Oh, Grateful Dead played there. A lot of people played there. Yeah.
Moody Blues.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody's played there.
There's a cool place that might not be some far from you, Art. I see a thing called Bluegrass Underground on PBS, and it's like in the cave. You got to go down underground, and it's in a cave.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
Where's that, in Asheville?
It might be. I don't know where it is in the States.
Asheville's an hour from me.
Yeah.
And Sam St. John, he's only 2 hours. He's in Roanoke.
Yeah.
About 2 hours from me.
That looks like an incredible thing. I don't know if I'd get claustrophobic down there or not.
He went to Noble Records a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. I've been down there a few times. But I haven't heard about that cave thing.
Look up a
they have
thing
a lot
called
of,
Bluegrass
yeah.
Underground. It's
they
great.
have I'm sorry. They have a lot of bluegrass festivals up here
Yeah.
where I live. Yeah.
Anyone hear the Who's Next remaster yet?
I have not.
I'm getting the 2 CD set tomorrow. That's all I can tell you. Steve from All the Worlds of Stage did email me and say it's incredible. Like the Pete Townsend stuff is incredible. The extras and the
Did
Lighthouse
Steven
session.
Wilson remaster that? Did
Uh,
a version of it?
I think he did do the. I think he did the Blu-ray or something, or that Atmos thing, or whatever they call it.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah,
Whether that's a CD or I'd rather have the vinyl, but
I don't know if you can get that. I think it's only part of the CD set.
right, it's in the.
Could be wrong though.
Oh, it's in the box set.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll be a release later.
You
Maybe
hope so.
as a standalone by itself.
That'd be nice.
I think that's
Trevor,
what I'll
you should
wait
call
for.
your stream the only live stream in the VC with a real girl.
True. I mean, the one that crossed my mind was like, 2 guys and a girl, and that would just be awful. Sounding. But that would just be too crude sounding. I'm trying to.
John, do you want to rethink that? I'm kind of Rachel came to mind when you said the only thing with a real girl. She's a real girl. I saw Brady Carroll on TV from that underground venue. Yeah, it looks really cool.
So that documentary for the Gorge is called "Enormous: The Gorge Story."
It's on. Is it on YouTube?
Let me check to see if it's available on YouTube. I thought I saw it on there.
I'm taking notes.
I know
here.
I think it might be also on. If anything, it's on Tubi. TUBI.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And then it's got commercials in it, but
that's fine.
It's still
I watch
free.
Tubi all the time. I can live with commercials.
Right. Let me check to see. Or streaming. Let's see. I'm normally doing the stream stuff on my laptop. I'm actually doing this on my iPad.
I got too many notes here tonight, guys. I got that Chronicles of Father Robin, the Enormous the Gorge Story, the Aristocrats, and Through the Looking Glass. Anything else? I'm gonna have a busy Sunday.
Trifecta, the band Trifecta.
Another one?
Yeah, they are the Craig Blondell and Adam Holtzman from Steven Wilson's band.
Oh, okay.
They have a jazz fusion album called Trifecta.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's written down.
Okay, that's good. I got that on vinyl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's a good album.
Let's see. But yeah, I think it is on.
Another one. 2 guys, a girl, and a record player. There you go.
There.
Big on that album too.
I have a live Pearl Jam box set from the Gorge. Is there a pro video from those shows? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
that's
it is
fun for me.
Tubi. It's on there.
My big bucket list one that I did do was Telluride, Colorado. They have a.
Hmm.
It's a big ski resort town, but they have a. It's called a box canyon. You kind of
Okay.
walk in. It's open, and you walk in, and you walk in. You're boxed in on three sides by mountains, and then there's a big waterfall coming down called Bridal Veil Falls. They have a big bluegrass festival there every year, and then they have a blues festival. But it's just the most picturesque place you've ever been in your life. I went to a 3-day festival there, and just man, it was heaven.
Nice.
Yeah, that was my favorite one. But the Gorge and Red Rocks are, I gotta go. I gotta get to those places.
Yeah, and the nice thing about the Gorge, they only do shows on the weekends. They don't do them middle week because they know most people are coming in from the west side of the state, and it's
So, how many
like I said,
people would it hold?
good question. If I only had a device to look this up.
Is it something like 100,000 people can go or something, or is it just a smaller?
No, not that much.
So you have to buy is like general admission, or you just
No, there's seating, and then there's a hill. According
okay?
to the World Wide Webs, it's
The whole kind of amphitheater type setup.
well, it's big though, 27,500.
Wow, that's
So
Hey,
pretty sizable.
Glenn,
Yeah.
was that the place called the Bluegrass Underground?
Yeah, Bluegrass Underground.
Okay, it's in Tennessee.
Okay,
It's in Grundy County, Tennessee.
okay.
I don't know where that is.
It looks pretty cool. I don't know if I'd get claustrophobic down there.
Tennessee's not far from me.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just in Nashville.
Oh, it's right near Chattanooga.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It looks like a pretty cool.
so it's in the mountains.
Yeah. I imagine the sound in there is incredible.
Oh, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I've been in some caves before. One in San Antonio one time, and yeah, they're incredible.
Well, they must have had some kind of baffling in there because otherwise the sound's just gonna be like bouncing around all over the place.
Yeah. I don't know how dead the rocks would be. I don't know.
It's nice and cool down there.
Yeah. Yeah. You wouldn't have to worry about sweating.
Yeah, that's another thing. To
Speaking of
look into.
cool,
You're not afraid of bats.
No, but when I was living in Florida, real quick, I went and seen the Yes 35th anniversary show, and we saw it in Tampa at the Ice Palace, where the Tampa Bay hockey team plays.
Yeah, yeah.
It was during hockey season, and they had mats down on the floor over the ice.
Yeah, that's what they do up here too.
Don Anderson had a sweater on, and he was singing. And he went through the crowd and everything. It was really cool. He came right pretty close to me, and but it was cold in there, and my bottom of my feet were getting cold. Oh my goodness, it was
wow.
cold.
Yeah, they do the same thing here during hockey season when they're having concerts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a great show.
Wow.
Yeah, they would do that.
Speaking
Yeah,
of Florida, did you guys see the news story today about that 13-foot crocodile?
No, they have big ones down there though.
Where did I see it? It was maybe it was on NBC or something. They had some guy walking along a trail. I forget where in Florida it was. He's walking along and he sees what he thinks is a crocodile in water where you wouldn't expect to. I guess you see a crocodile. Expect to see crocodiles everywhere in Florida, but anyway, or now was it alligator or crocodile? Alligators probably.
Alligator.
Anyway, he threw a stone to try and get it to raise its head to see if it really was what he thought it was, and sure enough, this thing pops out of the water with a human body in its mouth.
What?
Yes.
Was it Orlando?
No, it was
Oh,
Largo, Florida, or something.
Largo, not Key
Anyway,
Largo.
this is in a housing community, pretty much. And he called 911. Like all of a sudden, all these cops, everybody shows up.
Oh my god!
And they had to shoot the alligator.
Oh sure, yeah.
And then get the body out of the alligator's mouth, and they're trying to identify who it was. And they're showing neighbors going, "Oh, this is freaky. My kids walk by there every day." And
I raised my kids there. I never let them go in the fresh water. They'd be going in those tubes and stuff behind a boat.
Yeah,
in the water where the alligators are and stuff. I said, "Oh hell no, not me. I'm not going."
Yeah.
I see a Netflix documentary coming soon for that.
Oh my gosh. They get small animals all the time. Dogs.
Yeah.
They take them right off the leash.
Well,
Oh,
I know that's why. Yeah,
Wow.
we like I go walks with my daughter when I'm down there in this park, Ward Park. You know where Ward Park is in Orlando?
Yeah, I know where most
And
of
then
them
there
are.
was there's all these little ponds and everything all around. Yeah, we
Winter
can
Park. Yeah,
take a little detour around the water.
yeah. I miss the record stores down there. I used to go to Park Avenue all the time.
I love Park Avenue.
Yeah, that was my go-to. Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember going to that when it was in Winter Park, when it was downtown.
Oh, really?
They moved to the other location where they're at now on First Drive, but they used to be downtown Winter Park. And then the prices got so high there from the rent, they moved out there. Where they're at now is only like maybe, I don't know, a quarter mile from where the Navy base was.
Oh, really?
If you keep going on that road,
yeah,
from Orlando, keep going. Go past, be on your right side. If you keep going straight, and then you would go right into the base. That's where the base. Yeah,
very cool.
That's where I got married too. Little chapel on the base. Yeah,
yeah. I love that store. I can spend hours in there and not even buy anything.
I know. I remember seeing when the Hand Cannot Erase came out. It was in the box set. And they had it in there, and I passed on it. I said, "Oh, I'll get it. I'll find it."
Oh, no way!
I never got it. I never got it.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of two guys, a girl, and a record player. Look who's here.
Marsha,
do you want to join us? Let me know. You're more than welcome.
Have you been in the back of the store, Glenn, where the guy is grading the records? Where he's right in front of there. There's that's all the stuff that came in. That's all new. Those are the new that stuff that they just got in.
The new used vinyl. Like
I used to go through them all.
I go through that too. Yeah. When I was there a couple of weeks ago, they had. I'm always trying to get all my Tom Waits on vinyl, and they had a Small Change album for $20, and it just looked mint. And I said, I think I have that one, so I didn't want to buy it again. And then I went home and started going through. I don't have that. And I went back the next day to get it, and it was gone.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Yeah. The time to get something is when you see it.
I know.
Those pickers used to say on that TV show.
Oh, Marcia's going to come on. Give me 5 minutes. Okay. I'm going to put up an invite and then look for it.
I was just informed my girls are doing movie night, so my 11-year-old is going to experience Ferris Bueller's Day Off for the first time. So.
No way. Oh. I don't know if you really want her picking up all those pointers.
Yeah, I mean, I saw. God, what was that? I was about 15 when that came out.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's all right. She's already seen Breakfast Club, so.
Yeah. Oh, Breakfast Club was a good movie.
Oh man, that's another one I saw in the theater, which was weird because I went with my dad.
Yeah.
And it's high schoolers, and I'm on the verge of being a high schooler, and it was just kind of uncomfortable in a way.
Yeah.
It's like this is how kids really are.
Yeah. Yeah, brats. Yeah, that's funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. My parents took me in 1964 to the drive-in to see A Hard Day's Night.
Nice.
Really?
I was 11 years. I was 11. Yeah.
That's something.
Which is pretty cool of them to do that.
I got to get that Blu-ray, or I don't buy Blu-rays or DVDs anymore. So I don't. I mean, I have a player around here somewhere, but at Hard Day's Night, I want to get Magical Mystery Tour. I definitely want to get as crazy as that movie is.
Stuff on video.
There's stuff on YouTube, isn't it?
Maybe, but I mean, I think Beatles stuff would be flagged real quick.
Yeah, well, unless the Beatles authorized it. Yeah, you're not going to put that up there if you're not authorized.
Right.
Yeah, just try and play 6 seconds of a Beatles song and see if you get away with it.
Well, that's how I if I ever get the chance to meet Jeff Witcher, I want to talk to him how he does those deep dives and gets away with that much music on there. So.
Yeah, I don't know if he's signed off a copyright thing or something, or.
Yeah, I mean, any of us that do videos, it's like, I mean, I don't know about any of you guys. I mean, I'm not up high enough to be monetized, but I don't even want to monetize this. And I think that's the worry of a lot of these labels and publishing companies. They're worried about, people making money off of their product. And if anything, we're promoting
Yeah.
their product.
Right.
Well, what was really funny is that, like, I'm a big fan of a band from Toronto called Lowest of the Low. Like, they're my favorite Canadian band, and I know a couple of guys in the band, and just amazing. And they started out as an indie band. They were approached by many labels back in the 90s to
Mhm.
sign, and they refused to sign. They wanted to do it on their own, and they released independent records and built their own grassroots following, became, pretty successful. And
Right.
then, so I would promote their stuff on my channel a lot. I would play their stuff and everything was fine. Then I'm going to say about 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, they signed to release something through Warner Brothers. And all of a
Okay.
sudden, all my old videos that were promoting an indie band, I'm getting copyright claims on, because Warner Brothers now owns the.
Oh, jeez.
Like, I can see from the moment on they signed with Warner, but you're going back now and telling everybody to shut it down, and
Wow. That's just
it's kind of
wrong,
crazy.
man.
I saw Hard Days in Grimsby, Ontario, which is near Hamilton, the Roxy Theatre, when it came out. Wow. Brian, you're old. I saw Hard Days when it came out. Couldn't hear it. The girls screaming. Close up Paul. My sister passed out. I saw the re-release of Hard Days 1982. Yeah, they did re-release it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still haven't gone through the Get Back documentary.
Really?
Yeah, I caught like the first episode. I still haven't watched the whole thing yet.
Wow.
I mean, it is definitely better than the original Let It Be.
Oh yeah, Let It Be was, well, as much as I like Let It Be because I'm such a Beatles freak, but it
Right.
certainly it's a
Well,
bit painful.
the tone of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a bootleg DVD.
And even the grainy screen and it's just, yeah, the whole thing was just almost a downer, right?
Well, that and just what they included into it, because I mean, editing is a huge thing that can turn a story around. Whereas Get Back, it's just like, oh wait, they do know how to smile and get along, and
Yeah.
I don't know why they edited it to where it made it look like they're, hey, this is what it looks like, a band breaking up.
Yeah, pretty much. There's some information from John. I get copyright claims on almost every walk and talk I do. I don't care. It's for fun and it advertises the bands. If you want to stay away from the claims, the music clip can be no longer than 6 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't put any music on mine.
Me neither. I just avoid it.
I don't want to fight with them.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Hold on a second, guys.
There's some guys who put like Bobby Gass and guys like that. They're on like, or who else? I mean, Ron Haggerty, I think. I think these guys, they end up with about 15 channels because they keep getting taken down and they go back on.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
No.
They ain't worth all that. It's just for fun and collecting and talking to great people like yourself and,
Yeah, no, I agree. That's been the beauty of it for sure. Is meeting everybody who's kind of got the same passion, right?
Yeah. I met Steve Carlson down here this summer.
Oh, did you?
Down. Yeah, I was part of that crew that met over at Noble Records.
Oh, cool.
BC Ambassador, and there was about 5 of us, and we all went record shopping, and then we went to lunch, had some barbecue and stuff. So we had a nice time. I got to meet Steve.
It's incredible when you think about it. People that you never would ever know existed on this earth, and we all share this crazy passion for music and become friends. And
we're going to Alaska in May. We're flying into Anchorage, and then taking a ship, and then part of it's going to be on land, part of it's going to be on a boat, and then we fly out of Vancouver to come back to Charlotte.
So, you're doing the Alaskan cruise?
Yeah, Alaskan cruise. My wife's bucket list. So
yeah, that's something we would like to do at some point too. And when are you doing that? What time of year?
In May. We're going. Usually they start like around June,
Yeah.
We're going to go in May. We figured that we talked to the people that set up the cruise for us, and it's a couple $1,000s less if you go a little early.
Yeah. Yeah. Just wear
Okay.
your coat.
Yeah.
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 We did one a few years ago.
Did you?
Alaskan cruise. Yeah, it was all right. I mean, it's I could knock Alaska off my list, but
Yeah.
I mean, we only hit like the coastal cities. It's
Yeah.
not like we
Right. We're going to
went
do
in deep.
a couple train rides. We're going to go
Okay.
on a dog sledding team. We're going to go with my wife's setting up all these different tours. So then we're going to go up into the glacier. We're spending the night up at the glacier in a cabin.
Wow.
Oh, very cool.
We're doing quite a bit. Yeah, she
You're
wants to.
You're gonna see a polar bear?
I don't know. A polar bear? I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe. Yeah.
I would think so.
So
Didn't you see
But,
any crazy wildlife when you were up there, Trevor?
No, just the drunks.
see some moose.
We were part of the crazy. Well, the thing is though, you can't bring your own booze with you. You're allowed to bring.
A travel
think-
bottle or something.
I think you can bring a bottle or 2 bottles of wine. I think that's all you're allowed to bring. And if you want like the unlimited drinks, it was like
On the
another-
ship.
yeah, I think it was like another $300-$500 per person.
Oh, Rich,
Wow.
yeah.
And I'm
come on.
like,
Yeah.
then that becomes the challenge. And I'm like, I don't want to, try to get my $500 worth in drinks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, now it's
Then
We're going to be one night in Vancouver.
Hey.
So that'd be good.
Hey, Marcia. Do you know Art? Art, that's
Hello,
Marcia.
Marcia.
I can't hear anybody.
Oh,
How you doing?
she
You
can't.
can't hear it.
Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Then she can't hear me slurp this then.
Yeah, that would be it'd be a cool trip anyway. What about that
Right.
bar? Is there a bar up there where you got to drink that old toe? There's a old dead big toe and they put it in the bottom of the glass.
I can hear you.
You can't.
And then they pour the beer in it and you gotta drink it so the toe touches your lips. It's
Where's
like,
it?
I
it's
mean,
a
the
big
only
thing in Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
I'll look that up too.
Look it up.
Drink out of the old
Yeah.
toe, huh?
Yeah, you got to drink. You got the
Let's
old
see.
toes right into your glass, and it's got to touch the side of your lip while you're drinking it.
Mm.
Alaska
To show.
bar toe drink.
Yeah. I take the risk of. Oh, John's still going on about music. I take the risk of playing music samples to expose people to new music. I understand why people stay away from it. Well, you're a wonderful man, John. We appreciate you taking the hit for us. I'm a retired mariner. No ship
Oh.
trips unless they're paying me. Yeah, I can see that. Marcia, what's going on?
I keep hearing the same things over and over.
You got open
Is it
You've
YouTube.
like-
got you've still got the screen open that you were watching on.
You got
Nope.
to turn off YouTube.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think I'm okay now.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because I
Okay.
didn't have the microphone on before because I had to reboot my computer and everything. So, anyways, hi, Christian.
Christian saying hello.
Hey,
So, what
good
is everybody
evening.
up to tonight?
Bob just showed up on Farm Aid and played Maggie's Farm. And oh no way! Guess what? Because I got a friend who drove down there for Farm Aid. Oh,
wow.
man!
I didn't even know
Dylan
Farm Aid
showed
was
up.
still a thing.
I didn't either, Trevor.
It's in Indiana this year. I don't know if it's always in Indiana, but I know it is this year.
I think
I
it's
just remember
always
it in the 80s.
Yeah, Neil Young was there. My buddy went down. Yeah, Neil and Willie, and I don't know who else. Oh, I think
Yeah,
Mellencamp.
I was going to say John
Mellencamp,
Cougar.
yeah,
It's in
Yeah, I was gonna
Indiana,
say
right?
there was like a core 3 or 4 guys that,
Yeah.
those guys that you met.
Wow,
just
Dylan
mentioned.
showed up. Oh my God.
So,
Frick.
but Marsha, I'm not
Oh,
cheating on our group. It was just Glenn invited me on as I was in
She
the
got-
chat.
I'm not here to be throwing around accusations.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, look at that. Steve, You guys are both fooling around on Steve. Tell Steve we're going to start doing a regular chat every other Sunday.
Saturday.
The four of us, like when the
Oh,
Sunday
okay.
Steve's not on.
Okay.
What are you up to, Marcia? Tell us. Enlighten
Well,
us.
I just put up all my Halloween decorations.
Oh man,
I was at Park Avenue CDs last night.
we were just
after
talking
work.
about that. Art lived in Orlando for 35 years,
Oh,
so Park Avenue is his favorite place.
well, hi, Art.
Hi. I don't live there anymore.
Well, I see that it says North Carolina vinyl.
Oh, there you go. Very good. Yeah. I used
So
to
yeah,
be the Florida vinyl picker.
ex-Florida vinyl picker.
Yeah, now
Well,
ex-Florida vinyl picker.
are you retired?
Yeah, I'm retired.
It makes sense because people do say, "Where do people from Florida go to retire?" And I always tell them the Carolinas.
Well, I'm originally
Okay.
from New York, and then I grew up in New Jersey, and then I went in the Navy, and I ended up in Orlando. So
Mm.
my last duty station. So I stayed 35 years.
Well, how long have you been gone?
2.5 years. I lived in Deltona.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I live in Seminole County,
Oh, okay.
so I'm right off of I-4. So
You didn't
I'm
work
very
at the jail,
familiar.
did you?
Pardon?
Did you ever work at the jail in Seminole County? Oh, okay. I
No.
worked there for a
She's been in the jail.
No.
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 I fed inmates for 20
She just
years.
got out 6 months ago.
No.
Yeah.
I did not. I have never been in Seminole County jail or any jail, actually.
I can't say that. I worked there for a little time, about a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was at Park Avenue yesterday. I put some things down because I realized that it was too much.
For
Yeah.
new releases.
No, they were all used because I always go to the used section
Yeah.
first.
Mhm.
So I picked up some UCDs and then I picked up one 10-inch single that I had actually thought about getting previously, and I found it in the 4 for $20 bin. So I don't know why it was there this time, but it's just some indie English band EP. So I got that for $5.
Cool. What did you
But-
put back? I'm always interested in what people put back.
I put back, okay, and I've been thinking about it all day, wondering if I should have put it back. I put back a Nuggets compilation, Nuggets Rarities from Australia, 1965 to 67.
Wow, that might be pretty cool.
Volume 1 and Volume 2. I put them both back,
Ooh.
and they were in the used section. And the reason I put them back is because I can get them mint off of a seller on Discogs unopened
Okay.
for $5 more than they were selling.
Okay.
Oh,
So
like
I was
that.
like, that's just not a good enough price used.
Yeah.
If it's only $5.
Nuggets usually you get some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, and then I put down I put down a Moody Blues record, the first Moody Blues record.
Oh, with Go Now on it?
Yeah, I put that down because I already have that record. But this was the 2016 RSD release on blue vinyl. So I was like, no, put it down. You already own it. You don't need a colored vinyl. So
Wow.
that was just a matter of me trying to be responsible.
Look at you being all grown up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, at the age I am now, it's about time, right? So I put that down. And then I don't remember the other one that I put. Oh, I put a Joan Jett reissue down that was used. The one with I Hate Myself for Loving You, because I can find that used for cheaper than what they were selling the reissue
Yeah.
for. So
That's always it, right? It's always I know. It's getting it's such an expensive hobby now.
Mhm.
the two Nuggets comps, though, I almost went back and got them today because, of course, the artwork's really cool on them and everything.
Were they vinyl? Was that vinyl or CD?
It was vinyl.
Really?
Yeah.
How much were they?
Volume 1 they were selling for $30, and Volume 2 they were selling for $25.
They'd be
That's
pretty
pretty
rare,
good
right?
price.
And I was like, if they were $5 cheaper, each of them, if they were like 20 and 25 respectively, I probably would have done it.
Well, what you need to do is go something in your collection that you don't care about and take it in, trade it in, and then get them for
Well,
that.
on
I
the
don't
used, can
have-
you haggle a bit?
Not at Park Avenue.
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys trade in any of your records?
A
Do you ever go
little
through
bit.
and purge?
I sell on
Few.
Discogs.
Do you?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
what I should do.
I have a stack of things I need to get rid of, but nothing that would get me more than like $2.
Oh, okay.
So I did look for your Alice Coltrane CDs, though, when I was over in the CDs. I was like, I wonder if they're here. They're not there.
Oh, someone bought them? Some poor soul bought those?
Yeah, I mean, the jazz section and the CD section is only about that big.
Yeah.
But I had made my way down that way, and I was like, oh, I wonder if Glenn's Coltrane CDs are here. And they weren't.
No.
But last year, I purged a bunch of stuff. There was a Facebook group that I was a part of, and somebody was saying they had started a vinyl club at the high school that they taught at. So I was like, you know what? I've got like 12 albums here I want to get rid of. How about I donate them to your vinyl club at the school? And the guy's like, yeah, great. Thanks. Can you just text me what all the titles are and I'll ask the kids if they want them? And I was like, no.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now you're gonna cherry pick me and offering
No,
free rides.
no, you take them or don't. It's a yes or no. I am sending them to
Right.
you for free. Like, it's not a,
Nice.
you
Yeah.
know, God, I hate when people.
How grateful.
Yeah,
You could take them. You could have took them to Park Avenue and got your nuggets.
I doubt it. They weren't anything that were
Oh.
maybe not, but
Yeah.
you know, and I had a nice little collection of like everything. I had like a little bit of jazz, some classic rock,
Oh.
because I've just decided like I'm never going to listen to these jazz records, and it's not like I've had expensive jazz records, but I sent them to them, and then a bunch of other people in that Facebook group started sending that guy their leftover records. So I was like, well, you know, if these kids get some good times out of them, that's just as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I could always take them to the place I took you, Glenn, that little record store. I know
Yeah.
I could take anything into them, and I know they'll take it and give me credit, you know, but right now I've just got 3 or 4 records, not enough to really turn in.
Wow.
And you don't ever have anything to turn in, Trevor?
Not really. I mean, not to turn in. I mean, I'm thinking about purging my collection of the band The Residents that I was into a lot like 20, 25 years ago. And I just don't listen to their stuff anymore. But, and I think I brought this up after one of our live stream because I didn't want to show it on YouTube because it would get maybe flagged for it. But, you know, that's according to Discogs, you know, like a $250, $300 record. I don't want to just put that in for trade.
I
No.
was going to say, that's something very desirable, isn't it?
Yeah. So
Residence records.
maybe, but this one, because it was a first pressing, there was only 1,000 made, and it's a very good plus condition. So it's got all the inserts, the original inserts in it from 1976. So
Now, there's so many good record stores in Seattle. I'm sure one of them would snap it up and probably give you a fair price for it.
maybe, I don't know. It's just
Marsha, you ever been to Retro Records? And it's on Bumby.
Yeah, it's right down I work downtown. So
okay.
it's just a couple of blocks
Right.
from where I work.
I used to go there a long time ago.
It's probably not changed at all. I know it's not changed in the last 2.5 years.
Right.
But it's still very dusty. Their CDs are still really expensive.
Mhm.
Some of their records are good, and some of their records are well priced, and then some of them just seem a little outrageous.
Right.
So I go there. I go to Remix on Mills,
Yeah, I've been there.
which they used to have a big selection of 12-inch electronic and dance singles, but they've opened up another record store just specializing in that. So the stock in that store has even changed a lot. That was always my favorite record store. But about the last 9 months, it's hard to find stuff there.
Before I left, there was another store. I think I had mentioned it to Glenn one time. It's just a small store. You walk in, there's a counter, and then there's like one little thing of records. Maybe the store is only like maybe 12, maybe 15 feet wide.
Is that?
It's,
I think that's Foundation. It took Glenn there.
Foundation.
I
Yeah,
took
That's the
Glenn
one you
there.
took me to, right?
that's a good store.
It
Yeah,
is a good-
Marcia took me there.
I found a lot of good stuff in that store.
Yeah. So I took Glenn there, and his daughter and son-in-law were in there with us. Nobody else could get in through the door.
Yeah, it's really
Like,
small,
it's
isn't
so
it?
tiny.
They have a lot of T-shirts too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I bought. He had a pile of records there for what was $10. You got if you bought two, you got one free.
Yeah, they're really
There's
nice.
Wow.
pretty good records in there.
They
Yeah.
are the best. That's why I said I have some records. I could take them there, and they'd take them because they're always so nice to me.
And you got Rock and Roll Heaven too, but those prices are kind of high.
They're ridiculous.
They used to
I'll
be.
only go to Rock and Roll Heaven if I am looking to buy something new because their prices on new stuff is comparable to anything else.
Right.
And then if there's something I really want that's hard to find, I'll go there. But even then, I kind of don't bother with it. Their CDs are reasonably priced. I think their CDs are cheaper than retro.
I can't go to the Rock and Roll Heaven even after I was there living there for so many years. That's where I purged all my records back in the 90s.
Oh
I took
no.
them all to Rock and Roll Heaven. Yeah. Had them
Well,
all
I
in the truck, took them all there.
I told Glenn, I said all of their like the store itself is really, tight to maneuver around and everything, but everything there is in pristine condition. You're not going to get a bad record.
Yeah.
No.
Everything is VG or mint.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
They want too much money for common titles.
But even the
Right.
mint stuff that's just, not that doesn't go for that much. They still
Right.
have a $30 price tag on
Yeah.
it.
There used to be 2 record stores up in DeLand too.
Yeah. So what is it?
That one guy that's got the really long hair, it's all greasy.
Steve's
Oh.
Records.
Yeah, Steve's. And then
Steve's
the
Records.
one up further town at the end when you're just about going out of town, on the left side. I
Yeah,
was in there,
Groovy.
I was in there buying some records one day, just a couple, 3-4 years ago, and I go to take the record. I'm like this. I'm taking the record. I'm opening up. He said, "Oh, wait. If you want any record in this store, you got to bring it up to the counter. I got to look at it. I got to inspect it. You can't touch the vinyl here." He said, "You got to hold up. He said. I said, buddy, you got too many rules for me." I walked out.
Yeah, that's Groovy Records.
Yeah, that guy is the. Whew.
I always go on
He's
Sundays.
something
He's not there. I like that store, but I've noticed their prices have really shot up the last 2 years. Really,
yeah?
really shot up.
Is
But I've
Groovy-
gotten good stuff
is-
there.
Is Groovy Records the one across from the that burger joint across the street? Is that the first one you
No,
come
there's
into town?
No, that's the one that's further up New York. It's closer to Stetson.
Oh, okay, that's Groovy.
Yeah, Groovy.
Oh.
It's either a Jimmy John's or a Subway that's across the street.
Right, that's
And
the.
then Stevie's Records or Steve's Records or whatever. That's just another block, 2 blocks. Sorry, you guys are getting so bored.
I think Steve's is the one that guy was the one that was giving me the hard time.
Oh, see, now he's always nothing but very lovely to me every time I'm
Oh, yeah?
in there. That store is such a mess, though.
Well,
But
that's
he
I'm
knows
sorry.
where everything is.
Yeah, that's the guy with the long hair.
Yeah, you'll go
Yeah.
up front and you'll look and you'll be like,
he-
"Oh, here's a
Yeah.
Who record, and here's a
He's
Madonna
fine.
record," and
He's funny
then
as the other guy. Yeah.
there's something else, and it's intentional, but you don't know why it's
Yeah, Steve's a
intentional.
good guy.
But he's always very nice to me.
And there's a good store in Daytona too. On ISB, you go past the Speedway, and you go all the way to the beach. It's on the left. Atlantic Records.
Yeah, Atlantic Sound.
You've been there too.
Not in quite a while. I was actually going to go there last Friday
know-
for.
I know all the places.
I was
Yeah,
gonna go
that's-
there last Friday because I had the day off of work for my
Oh,
birthday.
yeah.
But the weather was bad, so I was like, I'm gonna go and get some records, and then I'm gonna hang out at the beach. And then I was like, check the weather, and it was supposed to start raining at 1:00. So I was
Right.
like, not worth it.
My kids used to go to New Smyrna all the time. When we lived in Deltona, they went to New Smyrna because it was quieter. They could bring their friends, have a good time. They wasn't down there in Daytona with all the mess down there and all the
Yeah.
By a shark and go home.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it's right across 44. It's just a straight
Yeah.
shot. So,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
anyways, enough Florida stuff. We're probably born
Yeah.
in
Retro
Fort
Records was a cool dog. A live dog or some kind of a mascot. Ever been to Lakeland Antique Mall? A lot of overpriced albums there.
I don't know where the Lakeland Antique Mall is.
No, but I do. I know. You know where Mount Dora flea market is? That's my buddy up there. He sells records up there.
Brett?
I bought a bunch of records from him. I won't talk about that anymore.
Brett. That's Brett, right?
Brett, yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he
Art,
was
how do
not.
you- sorry.
He was not at the record show. He's
Oh, no?
always at the record show.
His wife's real nice too.
She is. She
Yeah.
doesn't know anything about records though.
No, you don't have a clue.
She'll tell you no problem. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, she's sweetheart. Yeah.
How do you find selling on Discogs, Art? Are people
I
a
do
pain in
great.
the ass, or you're okay?
As I upgrade my collection on the stuff I want to get, I sell off my older copies,
Yeah.
and then I put the money goes into PayPal. So then I use PayPal money to buy records instead of the household funds.
Yeah.
So it's constant. I got a record in today, and then I got one to mail out on Monday. So I got another order. So I just kind of reissue, redoing the money, and it's working out great. I've been able to really I have a better collection now than I did when I was in my 20s and 30s. When
I got a friend who sells who owns a record store, independent record store, but he also sells on. He doesn't do it anymore. He said it was a pain in the ass. He said people are.
Why?
He said most everybody he dealt with is an idiot. They're complaining about the records. If they'll send a mint record and they'll say it's all scratched and trying to, it's almost like they've got an old record. They get your nice shiny one, and then they say, hey, this record is all scratched, and then they try and send you back the one that they had and keep your, like, it's almost, there's too many scammers, he said.
Yeah, I have 100 on my selling and 100 on my buying. And then whenever I sell a record, if I want to sell a record, I'll put it in there. I'll check, and I always grade low. So I don't grade. And then I'll look and see if they have the Supertramp Crime of the Century for $5 at VG, I'll put mine at $4.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to move stuff.
Yeah.
I always pick mine at the lowest price.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, grading lower is probably better to do anyway, because then the expectation is lower, and then
I always grade low, one grade below, and then I always go for the best price. The cheapest I can sell it for, just to recoup a little bit of money. If I sell 2 or 3 records just to get one newer one, it's fine for me. These are already been long paid for, so it don't matter to me.
How long have you been selling on there?
Probably about at least 2 years.
Okay.
And I've had nothing but, like I say, I got 100% in my selling. So, and then and buying also. But yeah, I enjoy it. I just save the mailers from the stuff I get. I save them and then I reuse them to send back out. And then I charge $6 for post. So it's about so the people pay for the postage. So.
Now, do you print up the postage with like the barcode and all that stuff on there, or
no? I
do you
just take
handwrite it.
I just handwrite it with a Sharpie, and then if the postal, you got the postal thing on the front there. Well, they'll tell you that what the post office charged and everything. I just take one of these 5x7 cards, tape it over that, and then write back over it and send it back out.
Yeah, I did eBay like, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. I lost my job at one point, so I was just like, all right, well, I think I'll sell off some stuff. And so I sold a lot of stuff on eBay, and I did it like in the not just selling it outright. The when you set a price and then they
Oh, the auction. No.
auction style. That's it. Brain fart. Sorry. But you know, I sold some stuff at pretty decent prices that way. So, but you know, some of those things I regret selling too. But
Yeah.
at the time, I didn't have a turntable. I had a bunch of records, but I didn't have a turntable available to me. So it's like, well, need the money, you know.
I was an original eBay seller back in like the mid 90s or whatever. And my brother-in-law got me into it. He turned me onto the site really early on.
Mm-hmm.
And I would scour the city looking for stuff to sell. And I found this guy who had an old junk store, and he'd bought out an old, like we used to call them head shops back in the 60s when they'd sell the posters and all this kind of stuff, right? And he bought all this inventory. And I walk in there, he had all those pin backs, you know, that had pictures of album covers on them. You pin them to yourself, but the original ones,
Okay.
not, you know,
Yeah.
making them nowadays for $1. And I bought a box of, must have been 200 or 300 of them. I bought them for the whole box off them for $50. And I was putting them on eBay for $3 a piece US. I bought them in Canadian, $3 a piece, and I was charging $3 to ship them. That works out to $10 Canadian. It was 40% exchange. So I was paying like pennies for these things and making $10 each and sending out. I couldn't keep up with it. I was making money hand over fist. And then I found some other weirds. Like I bought this Frank Zappa box set from a store that was going out of business for $60. And I sold it to a guy in South America for $300. And the guy mailed me $300 cash.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Trusted me to send it to him.
Wow.
That's
So I
really
waited until the
back in
money came before I mailed it out.
That's really back in the olden days. If you're selling cash through the mail.
Yeah, it was crazy. You could really make money back then because nobody was really doing it. Now it's like a. You know.
Well, it's like I got from back in my record store days, I got like promo posters. I mean, I have no use for these things. And I was thinking about selling these things off.
They're probably worth some money.
Yeah.
Glenn gave me a nice Madonna poster when he was in town.
Oh yeah. Did you do anything with that or?
It's in the closet. I've got to measure it to get a frame.
Like I don't even know what's in here. I got a bunch layered in here. Like.
So what year are these posters from? Kind of like what we talking 20 years ago or?
Yeah, actually over 20. What's this one? I don't even know. Oh, yeah. Well, this isn't a promo poster, but when the DVD of Song Remains the Same.
Song Remains the
first
Same,
came out,
okay.
there was like
that's worth money.
Oh yeah, big money.
I mean, that looks like a nice poster.
Well, yeah, it was when Song Remains the Same first came out on DVD. It came in like this box that had a T-shirt in it, and I think if you like sent in the UPC code and
wow,
you know, $3 for shipping or something.
I bet you that's $100 poster.
Probably right.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I have absolutely no use for it because, I mean, like I said, I've said before, this room is actually my wife's office. I get this wall for my stuff. So, but what's in this one?
Do you have a garage or a basement you can put your posters in?
Nope.
Hey Brian,
no,
that thing was that was a Beat the Boots box with the vinyl set, like 11 vinyl records and the big stand-up thing and everything. Yeah, I bought it for $60.
So Trevor, that's one thing we can do is show off our posters. I have one.
This is the one I just showed.
That's a good idea. I got a bunch of them in the garage.
I wish I had some classic ones. Boy, posters are worth big money. My buddy who owns a record store. He's just making a deal now for somebody gave him all the posters from the late 60s, early 70s. He's just trying to go through them now. There's a Frank Zappa one from Vancouver, 1969 or something. It sells for 20,000 US.
Wow.
Oh man.
I got old Genesis posters. I got all kinds of posters.
Yeah, you should make a video of your posters. I like those kind of videos.
I think I will. I already
There
got
was, yeah, I mean, there was that table at the record show that had all those old posters,
Yeah.
Wow.
and they were great. But I
bet
just
they
don't
were-
have the space for
They were
that. sort of
pricey,
stuff.
huh?
Yeah.
They weren't
Yeah.
too bad.
No.
But I think they may have been recreations. I didn't get that
Oh.
far into it because I have a bunch of travel posters and artwork and stuff already in my place. Like the last thing I need to do is start bringing in more
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need
posters.
to bring all my posters down from the garage. Bring them down here.
Yeah. If you've got original posters, they're worth a lot of
I
money.
got posters from the 70s, 80s.
Oh yeah, man, you're sitting on gold.
So I saw that there was a Rob Zombie poster.
Yeah, autographed. I got autographed years ago.
Wow.
Now, it's Halloween
But-
season now. You could sell that for a lot of money.
You could.
There's one I know.
But
I
if you
got
want
a
to keep
two-
it, keep it.
Well, I mean, like I said, I forgot I even had that one. You know, that's how much it means to me. But I know I got these. I want to keep. If I ever do, you know, I got this cool Venom poster. It's not promo, but
Oh man.
Megadeth one. But no, I got this a tube with actual promo posters. I know there's like Rage Against the Machine, some other stuff like from when I was working at the record store. I don't know where that's at. It's really kind of,
That's so cool.
you know, but yeah, I think I might go into selling
down
these
at
things
First
off. I
Albums
mean,
for
especially
class.
that Led Zeppelin one.
I bought a Moody Blues CD for $1.18, sold it for $50 on eBay. That's pretty good profit.
Hmm.
Back in the day, we lit a poster with the black light posters. Yeah, man.
Oh,
Why
yeah,
sell
this
it?
one.
Because, well, if you're displaying it and you enjoy it, I say don't sell it. But if it's just
Right.
sitting in a tube,
Might as well sell it.
what the hell good is it?
Here we go.
Limp Biscuit.
You'll have
But-
to pay somebody to take that
Some
one off
scum-
your
some
But
scumbag
wait,
will buy that.
hang on. It's the poster is done by Derek Hess. He drew it, and it's also
That's got to be worth money.
and this is on
$30.
stock paper.
Yeah, I'll give you 50 cents for it right now.
Well, I'm sure someone will pay
My
for it.
question is,
And
who's
I
Limp
did.
Bizkit?
Oh,
but I
you
didn't
don't
have-
know Limp Biscuit?
I'll
They
trade
did
you
it
my
all
Limp
for the
Biscuit
Nookie.
collection for it.
I mean, it's a tour poster. It's numbered
Oh yeah, it's worth money. It's gold.
1072 out of 1150.
I'm telling you.
And it's not autographed to me, so, but it's autographed.
What year
I
is
got
that
it.
from?
That was from '97. At they were playing at Clutch Cargo in Pontiac,
Yep.
and we were hanging out downstairs at the Mill Street entry, the basement venue. So
Wow. You're sitting on gold there, Trevor.
I'm hoping, just because, like I said, I have no use for this stuff. I don't
So
do
that would
posters.
have been like right around when they released Faith and all of that, right?
Yeah, actually, I saw them before the album came out. They were opening for Korn
Okay.
because they were buddies with those guys, and you know, it's like, okay, it's rock metal with rap, but then they did Faith. I'm like, wait, I know this song. It's kind of funny.
Careful, John. Trevor might show you. Fred Durst,
see.
The Fanatic, starring John Travolta, is one of the funniest films ever made. I need to poo.
I don't
Okay.
get that reference.
I don't get it either. You had to be there.
I've never watched it.
I don't even know what it is. Oh, look who's here.
Hi, Rob.
Rob, do you
Hey,
want
Rob.
to talk too? Why not? It's a party.
Saturday night.
Let's do it.
So yeah, the Madonna poster that he gave me.
We pasted it up, buddy, if you want to come up.
It's just got a little thing in the center that says, "We love you, Madonna." And then it's made out of her albums. And then the rest of it is just white space. And it'll look great in my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've also got like this Vogue poster thing from the fashion magazine Vogue, not the Madonna song Vogue, but it'll look good in my bedroom. I just thought about that after I said it. But I got to find a frame for that one.
The other thing I got in here that, again, I don't want to show it because it's of the same album of the Residents that I can't show on here.
Okay.
It's a print of the front cover and the back cover of it.
Is it pornographic or something?
No, it's got. If I say it, it's going to come off different than what it actually means.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
Okay.
a lot of
Kinda tasteless.
people are going to think it's like real fascist stuff, but it's
Okay,
not.
yeah.
But the thing is, these prints, there was only 50 made, and I got number 8 out of 50.
Yeah.
And that's something else I want to sell too, because I can't put it up anymore, especially now. You know, I got a child and friends coming over, and they don't want to see something with, you know, these symbols on it. That,
I know which one it is.
yeah, the with the third.
It's got swastikas on it.
Yes.
Yeah. I understand why he does not want to show it.
And Dick Clark dressed up as Hitler, but so you know, it's something like that I want to get rid of too, just because I'm not into the Residents like I used to be, and it's just artwork that I just don't need.
Well, it's just noise rock, right?
The early stuff, yeah. I don't know, lately I haven't listened to any of their new stuff in quite a while.
Did you ever listen to Snake Finger?
I had a couple of his CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the Man in the Dark Sedan, then it had the guys dancing around in an old Cadillac with rubber snakes and stuff. Remember that video? That was like MTV days back in the 80s.
The only footage I've seen of Snake Finger is when he had done stuff with the Residents live.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, this is a video here.
Rahab.
How you doing?
Hi, Rob.
Oh,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet
You as well.
Rob, Marcia, Art, Rob. You know everybody else.
You betcha.
So, Rob, I have to tell you, Trevor texted me the day after your live stream to say he agreed with me about Rattle and Hum.
Well, you know, there's no accounting for taste.
Well,
I'm not saying I
Well-
have any.
well, see, and I missed a great opportunity to say that, you know, yeah, it's discombobulated and all that stuff, but it's no presents.
Yeah. Or rain dogs.
Yeah.
Or side 2 of Low.
Side 2 of Low. I'm not a big fan of Side 2 of Low, admittedly. I am not. Not a big fan of Side 2 of Ogden's Nut Gone Flake either. So I
No,
wasn't
me
quite
neither.
sure where you were going with that.
I agree with that too. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll with
I
all
think
these
a good
posters.
video. Albums where that only has one good side.
That is a good
Ooh.
video.
Yeah.
I only have one good side. It's this one.
Yeah, I don't have any good sides. That's why I go straight for it. Yeah. I'm better from the ugly from the front. The Loud Love It song.
I have a lot of thoughts and opinions about Rattle and Hum. I think it could be a better record. Maybe I should start there. I think it could be a better record.
It is very it's kind of like a bunch of shit got thrown up in the air, and how it landed is how they put the album together.
It's very choppy. And
Yeah,
I
it
say
is.
this as somebody whose favorite album of all time is just Joshua Tree.
Mhm.
So I am not shitting on you too. When they did their reunion or anniversary Joshua Tree tour, I saw it twice. I saw it in Seattle and I saw it in Tampa. So me saying I just think Rattle and Hum could be better. And I say this as a fan.
It absolutely could be. I think for me, I think the reason it's I love Joshua Tree, don't get me wrong. I think the reason for me that Rattle and Hum is my preferred one is that's the one I was introduced to
That's
first.
your entry point.
Mhm.
And I talk a lot about, to me, often the music that I love, it's not just because of the music, but it's because of the events in my life that are associated with it or whatever. And
Yep.
there's some important stuff that Rattle and Hum is forever intertwined with. So I
Yeah.
think
That's a good topic.
my personal experience kind of, I think, maybe makes that album better than it is.
Yeah, and I
I
agree
can
with
see
that,
that.
because there are a lot of albums of artists that are my favorite that are not other people's, and it's because it's the first album of theirs that I listened to, so it just holds
Yeah.
a bigger spot in my heart.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I love Radiohead, the Bends. Everybody else is going to tell me that OK Computer is the better album, and I'm like, no, I fell in love with the Bends, and that is my Radiohead album. Can't tell me otherwise.
I always
So
find
back,
it fascinating as an old timer who was kind of around, like, say, when the Beatles first started, and seeing their career progress from day one on, and then talking to people who are younger, who like Rob's a huge Beatles fan. He looks at the
Although
album.
you keep telling me I'm not.
No, well, and Sam, I'm teasing you. Sam is another guy. Like, their approach to the music was totally different than mine.
Yeah.
Like, their
Mhm.
introduction to it, and that's like they focus on different albums or different periods. That it's kind
Well,
of
and
Mhm.
yeah, and
to see.
that's a good example, because I
where
told
people
you,
come
Glenn,
in.
my favorite Beatles album is Let It Be, because it's the first one I had ever heard. It was the first one I became aware of.
Yeah,
So that's my favorite Beatles album.
Well, it's
And
like,
nobody
my favorite.
says that.
Well, my favorite band is Black Sabbath, and everyone
Yep.
says, like, first 8 albums. That's Black Sabbath, and for me, I'm like,
Dio.
this is mine. This is
it's
when
not
I
funny, eh?
discovered them.
Yeah,
And I still, to this day, but kind of going back to Rattle and Hum real quick. Do you think it would have been better if they did a volume 1, volume 2, like one being alive and then the other one being like the recorded tracks that they did
Yes.
throughout it?
I think, because I think part of the problem with me is, so that album came out, I'm going to go on this whole diatribe now, I'm sorry. So that album came out in August of 88, because I had just started my senior year of high school, and the movie came out,
I
and
was 9.
they were, they had been in your face and ever present since they had released Rattle and Hum a year and a half before, which was still being played constantly on the radio. I still think In God's Country was like the last single they had released off of Rattle and Hum. It was still on the radio at that time. Then you go see the movie, and this two cassette version comes out, and it's still got Joshua Tree stuff on it. So it's still just hammering in more Joshua Tree, when it's like, isn't it time to move on? Even me, whose favorite album is Joshua Tree, is like, they're so overexposed right now, and they're even bringing more of the overexposure to you by giving you more Joshua Tree. It would have been better, I think, if they would have done like the live stuff as bonus at the end of it, or as its own EP, or as like a bonus EP with the album, and kept the studio album as is. But I do love, I know Trevor and I have talked about that, I love the version of Bullet the Blue Sky on that so much. It's so good. But I don't need Helter Skelter on there either.
Mm.
And so I
Well-
still need a gospel version of I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For.
Oh my God, that's the best version of that song.
Well, and I think with the live version of Both the Blue Sky is also the visual I get from the movie, where Bono's got the big spotlight going through,
Spotlight,
and
yeah.
and going over the edge with it, and
Yeah.
shining on the crowd. I mean, it's a very great visual along with a fantastic song. So I think that's
and
sticks with me a lot.
I do love that live version, but I think that would have been better if they would have just done another, Under a Blood Red Sky, and just put it out as an EP, that live stuff.
Hmm.
Bob's got some comments here. I'm not sure whose camp I'm in, but Rattle and Hum is a good record. There we go. You're not in Marsh's camp.
I just think the sequencing could be better.
No, that's nothing wrong. That's a good critique. Of
I don't
the
disagree. It's a very disjointed album for
Yeah.
sure.
No, I agree completely with the bends.
Yeah, and I do agree that the right. Oh, hey, Alex.
Yeah.
Alex is here.
Hey, Alex. Hey.
Hotel
buddy.
room in Page, Arizona. Van
Oh,
Diemen's
that's
Land.
right. He's back in town on Monday night for a concert, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, I like Van Diemen's Land. And then
very
I
cool.
like All I Want Is You as the last track. But I think Helter Skelter opens it, doesn't it, Rob?
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
That would have been a great opener.
This is the
for a
song
live-
Charles Manson stole from the Beatles, and now we're stealing it back. I friggin' love it.
You know, I mean, you think to like Cream's album Wheels of Fire, the double album, one album studio, the other album's live.
Hmm.
They should have maybe, done something like that.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. So everybody's in show business. One album is live and one album is studio. The
Yeah.
Kinks. So
It
I
always
think
bugged me. I know you. I don't know how many. I don't know. I think Art might be the only Yes fan here besides me. But the Yes album, it's all studio album, but they have a live version on the third or fourth track of a guitar instrumental called "The Clap" that Steve
Right.
Howe plays. But why a live version of it? Just make a studio version of it. It just
But
didn't.
must have sounded the best.
Yeah, but it just didn't. It totally wrecked the continuity of a great album.
Yeah.
You know.
That's your favorite Yes album?
Well, Close to the Edge is my favorite, but
Is it?
that Yes album's close second.
Mine's Tails.
Yeah, Tails is great too. All those three are amazing. But
Yeah.
yeah, just you can
Fragile's good too.
ruin
Fragile,
the flow
I
of a
overthink.
record very easily.
Yeah, I got a lot of favorites when it comes to Yes.
oh my God, Alex, I'm exhausted reading that.
Right.
Uh,
I'm on my
Sweetheart versus
tablets, I can't
Notorious
see it.
Bird Brothers. Notorious Bird Brothers, because I think Sweetheart of the Rodeo is just too country for me.
Well, I only have one of those on a t-shirt. So
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I flew 4 hours today, then drove 3 hours, hiked in Sedona is such a beautiful place.
Yeah, there's this there.
Drove 3 more hours, hiked in Page. We'll drive 5 or 6 hours tomorrow. Red eye flight back, and Peter Gabriel show Monday night. Wow,
I mean that is spoken like a man in his 20s.
that's yeah.
But is he? I think he's like 30, early 30s.
Oh, is
Did he
he?
say? Yeah.
I
Well,
thought
still,
it was
I
28.
remember my 30s. Some of it.
It's impressive, and yet the highlight of his week was the Wednesday live chat.
I think that is spoken like a man on narcotics of some kind.
I was gonna say, I mean, I suppose I don't know if hiking isn't really my thing, but hi
Yeah.
FEA.
Yeah, me neither.
But
You
yeah,
might
he
run
was
into
good
a
on your
bug.
live stream. I would have never been able to 20s. Oh, well, you are considerably younger than me, so I am at the point in my life where I just know people as being like between 24 and 40. They all look alike now. Like I can't tell what ages people are anymore.
I can't either. No.
LOL 20s. You're all too kind. Wow.
But yeah, he did a great job on your live stream. I can't believe
Yeah.
you pulled all those records so quickly.
You know, and he still hasn't done a goddamn video yet.
That's why I'm
That's
like,
it.
you gotta come up and join us and get used to doing this.
Let's say I'm 33 and a third.
But
Oh boy.
Wait a minute. Now, Alex, didn't you say you were in high school in the 2000s? I mean, that was only like 5 years ago. The
I wish I was
2000s,
in my
right?
early 30s. Sounds like fun.
but yeah, I mean, I was
I
suggesting
thought
just
getting old
for
would
him,
take longer.
Just
Preach
needs to do
that.
an
Exactly.
Alex just needs to do just an intro video, the simplest of them all. You know, it's the easiest thing. He doesn't have to think of a major topic.
He doesn't
No.
even need to do an intro video. I didn't do an intro video. I just entered a contest.
Right. Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
I thought about doing an intro video, and then I was like, I don't know what to say in an intro video, so I'm just not going to do it.
I didn't do one either. I went back and looked at my very first VC video, and it was just me showing off my record store day stuff I got that morning.
Yeah.
So
So FEA just did a really good video a couple of days ago about records I grew up with. I think that's an awesome thread.
oh gosh, yeah, be good.
Now,
It's
how
an awesome
how would
thread
you do
idea.
that? Like, what do you mean records you grew up with?
Well,
Give me an
I mean,
example.
I grew up with like some of my mom's records, like her Monkeys record,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
see,
that
I'm
kind
too
of
old to do
stuff.
that video. I can't do that.
Like the records I got. I mean, I grew up with a lot of K-Tel records and a lot of Disney storybook records. So take that out of there. Because I can't remember what the name of the K-Tel records are, but you know, I liked the Xanadu soundtrack a whole lot when I was a kid, and I still love it. Jeff Lynne is awesome. So, you know, there's stuff I could pull from. I still remember the first cassette I ever got was the Outfields Play Deep. I was 14. So, and I played the hell out of it. So, my mom played a lot of records. My mom played Let It Be all the time. I grew up with that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can't. I mean, you know, all my records, like I grew up with, were all '60s records that I still talk about, so it wouldn't be any different than any normal video.
First album I heard was Sgt. Pepper. My brother had a little record player. We shared a bedroom, and he had the first Chicago album. He had CCR. He had the Doors. He had Sgt. Pepper. He had about 10 albums. Those were some of the ones he had. But that was my introduction into music.
Wow, very cool. Yeah,
And
that's
then I
pretty good.
started listening to Alice Cooper and David Bowie. I
Here's an
wasn't
old
listening to
K-Tel.
what my brother was listening to.
What
Music.
is the track listing on that?
Let's see. This is I Just Want to Be Your Everything from Andy Gibb. Keep It Coming, Love, Casey and the Sunshine
Oh my
Band.
God, what a horrid
Don't
song!
Give Up on Us, David Soul. Let's go for some good ones.
Oh, that's got to be the cheesiest record ever made.
Dancing Queen, ABBA.
Oh,
Go Segues to Beth by
I
Kiss.
just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
You and Me by Alice Cooper's on here. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. I
That
actually
sounds
had
like a
this as
good
a kid.
listing.
I mean, I bought this used a few years ago, but I actually had this when it was a brand new album back in the day. So
I
it was one
love
of those things that,
K-Tel records.
yeah, well, this was, curated playlist,
Well, I loved pop radio when I was a kid. And when those hit pop radio songs would cycle out every 3 months, I'd always be sad because then I wouldn't hear those songs that I loved anymore.
right,
So getting a K-Tel album was perfect for me.
right. Yeah, I need to take a cue from you, Marcia, to go into the bargain bins, and because that's where you find all that stuff.
Yeah.
It-
Well,
you
and
know.
then, you pull up, like, say you're 8-9 years old looking at records and you pull up like an Andy Gibb record, for example, and I know one song on it, but I pull up a K-Tel and I know every song on it.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
the K-Tel is the one I'm taking home.
Absolutely.
If I'm at Kmart,
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting.
Well, yeah, because you get a lot of bang for your buck with those compilations, especially when you're a kid,
I don't come across many K-Tel records anymore just because I think people just treated them poorly. They didn't
Oh, yeah.
last very long. I think because a lot of us kids had them. So
Mm-hmm.
Art, you got a compliment there,
There you go.
Alex.
My new show will be up tomorrow night.
Just made a video about the records I grew up with, thanks to my parents.
yeah, I was referencing that one, and it was a good video.
I'd
I
have
don't
to
think
show,
I've given a
I'd have
thumbs
to
up
show
or
Johnny
commented
Mathis
on it yet.
records if I did that. My parents were into crooners. I hated it.
Uh,
What artists you hated for years because of your parents?
Oh, Steely
I
Dan.
Frank Sinatra, all those ones. I can't stand it.
So I don't like Joni Mitchell, Mom. I don't like James Taylor, Mom.
Ah,
I don't like Steely Dan, but my mom doesn't like Steely Dan either. But we listened to WNIC, so we had to listen to all that crap. WNIC was the nice station,
Mhm.
and it played all of that adult contemporary stuff,
Right.
which now people call yacht rock. I can't stand
Yeah.
any of that yacht rock stuff.
Oh man, I love that stuff. Well, see, that's the thing. I don't hate music from my parents. I mean, I did at the time, because I wanted to listen to Kiss and Alice Cooper when I was a kid, not Fleetwood Mac rumors for the umpteenth time. But now, like my dad, he loved the country group Alabama. And at the time, like, oh my God, this is just awful. Well, now I catch myself, playing the essential hit list at, Apple
Dixieland
Music.
Delight.
Yes, absolutely.
Jeez, I played in a band in the 80s. We used to play that song.
Right on.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that my mom doesn't like, I actually don't like either. We have very similar taste, but there's a lot of that 70s early stuff that she just I didn't like Joan Baez for a long time because of my mom. But
I
I've
can't do
come
Joan
around
Baez.
to Joan Baez. Yeah, I was telling you that, Glenn. He's like, I don't like her.
Oh no! When I saw Joan Baez, I went for. As soon as she came on stage, I went for a hot dog. I
I can respect that. I totally get it.
Yeah, I like her when she sings with Bob though. Like when they sing together, their voices sound great together. But as a solo, when she's got like this soprano voice or something, there's something about her voice that just pierces my ears.
See, that's how I feel about Joni Mitchell.
Yeah, the early Joni's like that. Later, she doesn't do it anymore. Like she doesn't do it as much.
I also have trouble with her phrasing. I don't like how, just her phrasing and stuff. I don't care for it.
I avoided the Grateful Dead for 20 years because I just had a terrible childhood memories of my drunk ass mom singing Sugar Magnolia. Oh, that's priceless.
Hey,
You like this album, Glenn?
New Morning.
Yeah, I found
I
it.
like that album.
I found it for $2. the
No
other day.
way.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love Dolly
Too
Parton,
right.
John. You take that back.
Wait,
There you
no,
go. That is-
turning
Oh,
country
it
music
hurt.
to pop music with a twang. Yeah, that was
hey,
the
I've been requested to join in with game night with the family, so
Oh,
okay.
I'm gonna
go and
I'm gonna
have fun
vacate.
with your family, Trevor.
Thanks, Trevor, for
Well,
popping
thanks
on.
for inviting me. I appreciate it.
That was fun.
And Art, nice meeting you.
Yeah,
Rob,
I wrote down your
take care,
channel.
my
I'll
friend.
I sub you up in Martian P also.
All right, thanks, Art.
Have
Take
fun,
care, buddy.
Trevor.
you,
Good
Trevor.
night, guys. All right, bye.
Oh, that's funny. Wow. Well, what else can we slam here?
And then I don't like James Taylor because I listen to him a lot in the car, and that
I like his early albums.
Yeah, the early albums are so good. Like Sweet
Yeah.
Baby James and Mudslide
Yeah.
Slim. Those are
Mudslide
two
Slim.
great records.
but like Handyman. Oh,
No.
Yeah, no, but
That's
that
the
yeah.
later. That's the
Woo,
later.
that is some bad stuff. Up on the Roof, his version of Up on the Roof.
they're not really. Yeah, they're kind of just top 40 hit things. They're not
And
like
then he did the cover of How Sweet It Is. Rob, you still have a cold, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm sick as a dog.
I don't mind his cover of How Sweet It Is. No?
Ugh.
You can't do it, eh?
About Mockingbird.
Don't
Well,
Don't
they
get
did
me
a
started
good
on
Party
Mockingbird.
Simon, they did a good job of that.
No, they did not. No, they didn't.
Really? No,
That
they
is-
did not.
That is bad.
Bite
That is
your tongue.
bad.
That's funny.
And Robbie Robertson did the guitar solo on that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why is my dog barking?
Burglars.
He's upstairs locked up. That's weird.
I don't think your dog made any noise when I met him, did he?
No, it's really strange for him to be barking. That's crazy. He's upstairs with Lynn. No, maybe she went to bed and left him. I don't know what's going on. When Joni was on the PBS getting the Congress Award, she still has a remarkable voice at 84. Yeah, it's gotten a lot deeper, so maybe Marcia might appreciate it more.
Well, I know she was a heavy
got,
smoker.
Yeah,
I
big
got
time.
this here. Have you got this, Glenn?
No, I didn't buy it yet. Is it any good?
Oh, it's great. I don't even know who Brandy Carlisle is, but I picked it up and I listened to it and I started getting choked up.
Wow,
I
I
was
thinking about
listening
picking
to
it up.
her for a long, long time.
Wow.
It's really good. It's good. They picked some really good songs to play, and she's saying Amelia. They did Amelia.
Yeah, my favorite Joni Mitchell song.
Me too. Yeah, yeah. My favorite album.
Yeah, hey Jared, mine too.
Yeah,
And I think anybody who says they don't like Joni with the kind of she does those high things, she does that vocal acrobatics.
right.
Hey, Jared, her voice is a bit of a lower register through most of that
Right.
album.
My
Now,
friend, my friend Hissing of Summer Lawns is his favorite.
I love
but-
that too. That's my
Yeah.
I love that one too.
Yeah, that's
I
where you
will-
get the jazz influence.
Yeah,
Jocko, and then the live album with Pat Metheny playing with him. Oh, my
yeah.
God. I used to have that on VHS. don't
I
know
gotta
what-
let you guys talk for a second. I gotta go see what's going on. My
Well,
house is
check,
in
you
an
probably got to
uproar.
pee.
I like Gordon Lightfoot. I wouldn't say anything bad about him, John.
John, as a Canadian, I can't do that because that's sacrilegious.
I actually had Sundown stuck in my head earlier today.
It's a great song.
Surprisingly enough, I'm not just saying that to go along with what John's got there, but I don't mind Gordon Lightfoot. I'm okay with him. I love the cover of that album though. That is a great cover. With her with the cigarette and the beret and the street scene and stuff. That is a great cover. And I know she did most of the art direction on all of her albums too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I appreciate her as an artist. I just don't
Don't care for her.
know her voice and like I said, the phrasing, the
Yeah.
high and the low and the
Well, me and Glenn, like we're quite a bit older than you, so it's generational. Music is generational. I think.
oh for sure.
I know John. He loves the Beatles, but he probably wasn't even born when Let It Be was released. So
Me?
oh, John, right, John?
Rob.
Huh?
Rob?
Rob.
Yeah, no, I wasn't born. I was born in '78. So
Right. So I'm saying he didn't even know the Beatles then,
no,
and
I discovered them as a teenager in the
I
early
think
'90s.
I think music is more generational.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, I mean, I was born in 71. So I did grow up with Beatles cartoons and they were always on the radio growing up because my parents had AM radios in the car. So they listened to a lot of AM like oldies radio
okay.
and stuff. So I definitely knew who the Beatles were.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Let It Be was like the first album I remember the Beatles. So but I did listen to Sgt. Pepper, but I wasn't a Beatles fan. I just listened to my brother's records. Then I got into my own stuff. And then later on, Let It Be came out. And then All Things Must Pass came out. And I was listening to George Harrison, Bangladesh. And that was my favorite Beatle at the time.
Yeah.
I like George. So everybody
Everything
had
okay, Glenn?
Everything's good. But he was upstairs because we had the door shut upstairs so he couldn't get down and Lynn's in bed. And he wanted to be down here. I
Just
brought him
nobody
down.
to hang out with.
He's with me now and he's just comfortable. Crazy.
He just wanted some attention.
Yeah, he just wanted some dad time. Crazy. Wow. I got to shut her down pretty soon anyway. Past my bedtime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I see here you guys have been on for 2 hours and 24
Almost
minutes.
2.5 hours. Yeah. And
Wow. Time
This-
flies.
it does.
Yeah, it's past my bedtime an hour ago.
Yeah, me too. This was fun.
Oh my gosh, it's 11:45. I didn't realize it was that late.
Yeah. Are you going to the record show tomorrow, Rob?
I am. I'm eating Brian from Embryonic Robot. We're gonna
Oh
go see
man,
it.
I'd love to go. I'm so torn.
Just do it.
How far is it?
2 hours for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you still under the
I
weather,
just get
Glenn?
so much money going out the door in the next few days and few weeks to spend. And like, it's going to be $150 day.
Yep. It's a big show. They've got supposedly there's
And to tell you the truth, I'm pretty worried about COVID. There's a lot of COVID going around here right now, and I'm a
That's
little
valid.
nervous about a big crowd because that's a pretty crowded show.
it
where's
is.
the show in Toronto?
Yeah, wear a mask.
Yeah, I thought about it. I hate it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you're already under the weather, so
It might not be the responsible thing of me to go. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got
We'll see.
mine's next month in Charlotte.
If I don't go, I won't spend any money. So that's maybe a good thing.
I got to come down to Orlando for the one. There's a record show in December, right?
yeah, they're actually I've got them right here. There is this one, December 3rd, Sunday, December 3rd. And then here's the international show that
And
they're
that's in-
doing. And
when's
I'm
that
just
one?
realizing it's putting it up backwards. This is the international show, February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
That one maybe.
At
I
the
don't
same
think
place.
I don't think I'll be back down in
Yeah,
December.
it's at the Central Florida Fairgrounds.
Yeah, I went to one before I moved. I went there one time.
And what the guys at Foundation had told me was that the organizers of the record show are trying to do something similar to the record show in Austin.
Wow.
Which is
they're trying to put together something to compete with the Austin show. So
what's special about the Austin show? I'm not aware.
I think
huge.
it's the biggest in the US, isn't it, Art?
Well, there's the one that's going to be in New York coming up next month. That the Vinyl Ambassador is going up. Mazzy's going. There's a bunch of people going to that one.
Okay.
But the one in Austin, I heard, is huge.
So,
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
the early February in Orlando can't be beat, as you well know. Like that's definitely the right time to have it to get people to come into town to go to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
You know.
that'd probably be about the next time I'm heading down that way.
No, it's February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Oh, that'd be doing the 3 weeks of winter in Florida during those
Yeah.
3 weeks.
So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But like I said, that is definitely the best time to come
Wow,
and visit.
3-day record show.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
And then I
huge.
think it says on here 150 plus tables.
Wow.
That's a big show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one I go to in Charlotte's got maybe 25 tables, small.
Tomorrow's supposed to be 85 tables. So
That's a good size.
That's a big
Wow.
show. It's a big show, that one.
yeah,
That's good size.
There's
I
the
don't know.
same tomorrow. There's one in Bowmanville too, which is only 45 minutes away from me, and it's a smaller show, which I appreciate more.
How many tables would you say was at the Orlando show? I mean, there was a lot of tables.
There was a lot of show. I wouldn't be surprised if there was 50 or 40.
Yeah,
50 sound about right.
I'd say
50 maybe.
probably 50 to 60.
Yeah.
Someone took video of it. I saw it on YouTube.
I've taken video of it before, but when I met Glenn several weeks ago there, I totally forgot to take my camera out and get any video.
John did a bit.
Yeah, that's where I seen it. I watched your video.
Yeah, Music Talk with John probably saw
Yeah,
him.
John did a good video of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I must have
So-
seen.
I gotta get some it's okay, John, you slam Lightfoot and I slam Nasal Bob Dylan. Yeah, would you guys stop this? I remember my first time listening to the Beatles was October 62 on Radio Luxembourg. I was 10. Wow.
I mean, he's got all the good stories, doesn't he?
Oh, Roy's got. I'd love to get him on one night and tell all his stories.
He's got the best life, it sounds like, too.
Yeah. Don't worry, guys. It's 4:45 a.m. in the UK, but it's Sunday tomorrow. Isn't it? Wasn't it Sunday? If it's 4:45 a.m., isn't it Sunday
I
already?
mean, but if you haven't gone to bed yet, it's still not the next day.
Oh, okay. You can't count it. Today, even. Yeah, that's right. Biggest hit at time was, the Twist, Chubby Checker. Yeah. Oh my God. Off to sleep for me. Good to see y'all. Appreciate the support as always. Thanks, Alex. Have a great night.
Beer and vinyl.
Right,
I
Alex.
got to write that one down too. Make sure I'm.
Alex hasn't made a video yet, though, right?
Mm-mm.
Not yet.
Yeah.
We keep,
Oh,
we
but
keep
he has-
pushing him. We keep pushing him.
Yeah.
He's got a lot to say. He's got a lot of fun stuff to say.
I
He's got a lot of good
300
records.
videos. 300.
I think he said he's got like a couple thousand.
Wow. I never thought I'd have as many as I have. I keep making them. So
Sunbathing by the pool in Thailand. Wow. Yeah, that man definitely lives the life
Yeah,
for
he's-
sure.
that's his channel, Roy Goad.
Yeah. Roy doesn't have a channel,
Mm-mm.
Oh,
but he's a loyal listener, and Roy tells lots of stories, man. He's seen every band you'd ever want to see back in the day, I'll tell you.
He's
oh,
seen
okay.
and he's like met everybody too, hasn't
Yeah, I wish I'd love to have him on one night, just to have a Roy. You got to come on one night with us and have a chat.
he? He should write a book.
Yeah,
I don't know if I know the French Vinyl Addict.
That's a newer channel.
yeah,
He's out of Montreal, I believe.
yeah.
Yeah.
We won't hold that against him.
Don't hold it against me either.
Yeah. We love our French Canadian brethren, don't we?
Oh, I wonder if you would know the one record that I got a couple weeks back from that band out of Quebec. I'll have to save that one for another night.
What is it?
The one I was telling your son-in-law about of this Canadian band, like Canadian garage rock band from the early
Oh, yeah.
2000s.
What was their name?
I can go get it if you give me a second.
Okay, hurry up.
I will.
Time's
I'll-
up. We haven't got that much patience.
I like
Roy,
FM.
I do. Oh, Roy, I do have a channel, but it's more travel related. Is it under your name, Roy? Roy Goad? Because I would. I wasn't aware.
You should throw in some music videos every now and then.
Yeah. Interesting.
Put him down. Roy Goad.
Moved to Montreal last year, so technically not Canadian. Oh,
The Chains.
the Chains. I don't know them. I'm
Nope.
making more notes.
I never heard of them.
Recorded and mixed in Montreal at Mom and Pop Studio, summer 2002.
Chains from Montreal. Okay. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things out of tonight's chat that I got to investigate.
This is the only album they ever put out.
Oh wow! Usually something like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got
Rob,
this for
you should
$10.
be checking that one out, Rob. You're the big Canadian guy.
Well, yeah, I am. I haven't heard of them, so I'm.
I got this one at Park Avenue for $10. And their names are all French. Shockingly. Don't go asking me to pronounce them.
Okay.
What's the name of the album, Marsha?
It is On Top of Things.
They only have one album.
Yeah, according to All Music and Discogs, just one album. And it's Get Hip Recordings.
Okay. Gonna check it out. Imagine somebody from Orlando, Florida, have to tell us about a band from Montreal.
So this is the label, Rob. It's Get Hip Recordings. Is this anything you're familiar with?
No, that's it looks like the old roulette label from the
That's what I
60s.
was. Tommy James.
Yeah.
Art.
Apparently that album.
You inspired John to do his walk and talks. He did an outside video about a year or so ago and inspired me to do my walk and talk series.
It does
Oh,
say
okay.
manufactured in the United States.
Music Sanctuary. I do have Dylan's greatest hits, but that's it. I order you to sell that record. You're blasphemous. You're not allowed to. I forbid you to have a Dylan record in your collection.
Does it? And let me guess. It's probably got the poster too, right?
Yeah. that poster's not. I see people selling that poster for hundreds of dollars, and I went to a used record store and picked up the album with a poster in it for like $15.
I found one at the record show in Orlando, and they were selling it for 40.
Really? Yeah, that's not. I don't think it's that hard to find. Short clip of Thailand Beatles. They were very good. Oh, cool.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, the record without the poster is a $5 record.
yeah, it's pretty common album. Yeah. Wow. Okay, I'm going to shut her down. It's 11:55.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
Take my
late.
dog for a walk and then go get to bed by midnight.
There you
All
go.
right. Thanks
Good
for inviting
talk.
me on,
Thanks,
Glenn.
everyone. That was great. Thanks, you.
Nice meeting you, Art. Nice
We
meeting
should
you,
all
Rob.
be checking out your channel.
We'll talk soon. Take care,
All right.
guys.
Take care, guys.
Yeah,
Bye.
Bye, Glenn.
Okay, see you guys.